All right, beautiful. Is everyone ready? I will take the overwhelming silence as a yes. And also, I need to.
Is anybody not ready?
Is anyone not ready? Say no. Okay, then also, that's right. Then I believe that. Let's see. Jimmy and Cal, do you guys remember if you guys used any hero points last session?
I did not use any.
I definitely did.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so
Yeah, I ended with 1 hero point left.
gotcha. So you at least use 2, which means I need to give you 2 hero cards. Please tell me these are ones I have already created. I do. Okay, so those will appear underneath your consumables. Those don't expire per se, but you should. They're nice. But you should. But you can also. But you should use them. Just saying. All right. Hero card. Boop. Card. Class. Might. And then. All right. Boop, 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 boop. Boop. Boop, boop. Alright, so there's that, and then I think Sean and Brian, y'all are like capped out at 3 hero cards, correct?
Yeah, I believe I have 3.
Gotcha.
Yes,
Alright
I do.
then. Fantastic. Okay, so time for a nice little recap. Last time, you all were in different places. Bonk and Avril, along with their friends, had managed to find the people they had been hired to find, missing individuals that had been kidnapped and were part of some nefarious plot, while Slutsky, I'll just call you Slutsky, Slutsky and Declan were having nice nights at taverns and were roofied and being dragged off to cult sacrifice. But then a earthquake or some kind of similar quake rippled through, sending everyone into the same catacombish cavern area. There was a brief battle as you guys took down the cultists that were there before you all slowly did the very difficult task of getting to know each other without stabbing each other on the first bat. And once you guys realized, okay, none of us are cultists to Morena, you guys cleared Benjen. Surprisingly, you continue to do your exploration, finding a hidden room with some old kobold scrolls and books, and also finding 2 more priests of Morena. One that was actually the head of this sect of the cult, with Zobek, Felixia Baelshath. You guys did some interrogation. Morena made an appearance, which was wild. You guys killed one of the sisters, were given a rune to activate the latent Shadow Road ring that was there, but you decided, let's go explore other paths where we go wander into the Shadow Realm. And so you went down the other pathway from your main entrance, and ended up in this current room with a massive chasm 30 feet below and a stone totem on the other side. Roping that stone totem led to a battle with a phantom, but some good thinking and teamwork on Bonk and Slutsky's part, you guys were able to pull the totem down and then farther into the chasm where the fall damage broke it, releasing the ghost and ending the battle pretty easily. Oh, you guys also found a bunch of shit, learned that Blue Eyes, the kobold, has a bag of holding, and that there was a strange sense of recognition from the blood sister you guys have captured. She recognizes Blue Eyes. You don't know what that means, though, but she clearly recognizes him. With that being said, any questions, confusions, confirmations, aspirations, dreams?
I love you, Jared.
Oh, yay. Alright, and that brings us to what's Death of All Gods in this realm? Fascinating goal. That would be great, actually. Interesting. Let's make this fun. Alright, Brian, if you would please roll for me a d20. You want high. And that was what you needed. As you guys, no, you're fine. You're fine. Also, remember, everyone has 1 hero point. If you had more than 1 after last session, you just only have 1. They do not carry over between sessions. Standing at the precipice of this chasm, hearts hammering, weapons raised, The phantom that had risen has completely faded into a puff of ethereal smoke. The anchor, this stone totem that is now crumbled into the depths below, is great. It's dead. But now that this short-lived battle is over, you guys feel another rumble. The walls and the ceiling begin to shake. You guys feel your feet, the vibrations through your boots. In the distance, in the room that you guys came from, you guys hear a crumbling stone. And you guys hear from behind Burke shout, "Holy shit! The cavern collapsed behind us!" But after a moment, it relaxes, leading to a tense silence before you all realize that no other quakes are coming, at least for now.
That is deeply unsettling. Just in case anyone here was settled.
That's true. Says Blue Eyes.
Before any more rocks fall on us, Bonk, I seem to remember you being hurt.
Really? Do I remember that? Let me check.
I feel like you just got like almost totally shish kebabbed by the ghost knight.
Oh, he hit me pretty hard, but I'm all right. But if you got heals, I'll take them.
Yeah,
I feel like if
I
a
didn't
rock
hear
is
no
gonna
bell.
fall and squish you like a diminutive humanoid, then like.
Did I get squished or did he get? Can you just remind me whose body is down there, sprawled at the bottom of the chasm? Is it mine?
No, and I'd prefer it to not be. So if you need to be healed, speak now or hold.
Yeah,
your
if you want to
peace.
heal me, you're welcome to. But you know, just because you want to, for the record.
Also, just
Yeah,
for
I
more
got it.
clarification, Admiral, is Blue Eyes still on a collar? Because you basically tied a rope and put him on a leash. Is that still happening?
Well, it's like around his like chest.
Around his chest. Okay, so more like toddler status than dog status. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, understood. All right, so normal ropes. That's probably 30 feet long, like length. Okay, gotcha. All right.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna heal up. I might as well do the full three things. I'll do a full 3 action heal, so everybody around can get a little touch of it. If anybody else is hurt.
You guys watch as Burke and Rosalind push the priestess to the far edges, so she doesn't benefit from it. Like, we're fine. We don't need to be
good
healed. It's
save.
good.
Perfect. Good call.
Far away. All right. So.
That's up thinking there. All right.
Gotcha.
All right.
So
14 healing.
Oh, dip. Okay, all right. Wave of positive energy rumbles out from Declan, washing over you guys, soothing any wounds that people might have had, which is just Bonk, but Bonk, that's your wound, which kind of ruined your leather armored tunic, is now like starting to scab over, so much better.
15, you said?
14.
Does
14,
that 14 include the plus from the healing staff already?
It does.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I rolled a
Alright.
5. I got the +8, and then I got the +1 from the healing staff.
That's basically full health for me, so perfect.
Oh, dip. Okay, look at that.
To your health, Bonk.
Hype. Heads up, everyone. I am gonna have to step away for a half second in like 15 minutes just to swap keys with my mom, but it'll only be a couple of minutes. It'll only be a couple of seconds.
Ooh,
That's
say hi for me.
Will do.
Yes. All right.
So where exactly did the cave collapse behind us?
Oh, I should probably.
Right behind us.
Yeah. Burke says, yeah, the entire cavern that we were in collapsed.
We still get to like this path this way.
Oh, Burke says, oh yeah, that's open still.
Okay.
Unless anyone has any smart ideas to get across this cavern, I would suggest we go through the other path.
Yeah.
Depends. Do we want to get closer to magically defended caves? Could be interesting, full of treasure.
Definitely full of treasure.
I can get a rope across if everyone is confident in their abilities to not fall off a rope. getting across.
Not extremely confident.
I will say this now. So anyone that's trained and athletics can climb down the chasm down to the bottom and climb back up. The DC is 14. For anyone that's not trained, it is 17. And you can get a rope across, but are you looking? I'm assuming you're doing a mage hand, Avril. Is that correct?
Avril has many options to get a rope across.
Gotcha. Yeah. But yeah. Okay. That's all I need to let you guys know. Keep doing your thing.
What DC would it be if I were carrying someone?
That would be encumbered, and encumbered doesn't actually affect your athletics, I believe, weirdly enough. Yeah, it does
It might
not.
give me a -1 to it, just remembering from last session, but I could be wrong.
I believe encumbered just gives you, pretty sure it just gives you clumsy, which does not affect your actual athletics and its strength. That is correct, yes. So being encumbered would not affect your climbing.
And would affixing a rope on either side for people to use belaying or rappelling make that check easier for people?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Immensely. Yeah, it would just be like it would be a DC 10 for anyone that's not trained, and for anyone that is trained and hired, they'll be fine. They can just slide down without any trouble.
Here, why don't people climb down and I can hold a rope at the top for them as an anchor? We can just climb down and back up.
Sounds easy enough, but we could also just
have enough weight to be a counterweight.
You're
calling me weak?
Stalagmite right there.
Just tiny.
I'm a
Relatively
big man!
speaking, of course. I'm sure you're robust for a goblin.
We can also, run my grapnel through the chains around this stalagmite. Like, it's fine either way. Jared, are the chains, strong?
Anyone here that's trained in crafting? Actually, I'll just roll that.
Oh, yeah.
I got that. Slutsky, you realize the chains are rusted. That's that with enough weight they could break if you guys try to use that to secure.
I'm trying to find where's my crafting roll?
Oh no, that's right. I already rolled it just because I wanted to lie to you guys. If you didn't roll high enough,
okay.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
But you rolled a natural 20, so you know that anyone that is a medium creature or higher would break the chains, but a small creature like Bonk and Burke could secure a rope and slide down. But everyone here is medium beyond them, so it doesn't really help.
What about the stalagmite itself?
Yeah. Yeah. See, let's definitely double check them. How long is the rope? A standard rope. A standard rope is 50 feet. Yeah, a standard rope could get you guys down.
Mm-hmm. Then
Would the rope slip off of it? Do we need to try to carve a little niche within the stalagmite so that
If
it
you
doesn't
guys wanna,
slide off the top?
If you guys want to, because I believe there's enough rope to wrap it around the entire circumference of the stalagmite and get it down to the bottom of the chasm.
Hashtag Bolin.
Let's do that then.
Yeah, I think we should do that.
Cool.
Sounds good. Okay. Avril ties off this stalagmite, and you guys now have a way down.
Cool. Who wants to go first? Just kidding, I do.
well, do we have another rope before that, so we're not trapped at the bottom of the chasm?
Well, I'll climb up the other side, and then I can use my grapnel on something, or I can hold a rope and pull people up. Either way.
Blue Eyes pulls out extra bundle rope, says, I also have this too.
Smart guy, smart guy. Alrighty, what'd you say it was? Athletics?
Athletics, yes. DC 14. 16. You guys watch as... Well, no, it's a rope. You're fine. There's a right rope. You just skid it down easily. You don't need to do anything like that. Or is this the check for you trying to get up the other side?
I was gonna do one to go down and one to go back up, but I'm happy to use this to go back up.
This will be the one to get back up because you don't need a roll with Avril securing the rope. So Bonk slides down easily, making your way to the other side. You avoid the water because obviously that makes it slippery. So you go through this middle section here and are able to scramble up to the top and
Cool.
be completely fine.
Lovely. And I'm happy to, hoist people up with the rope or be the anchor as people climb up. Or I can tie it around a stalagmite either way.
That's fine. I just need a roll for everyone. Okay, so I think Declan. Declan, you're the only person here that's not trained in athletics. Is that correct?
I am a +0 athletics.
All right, gotcha. So I do need you to roll. You just need to beat a DC 10 twice. So roll twice.
Oh no! All right, here goes.
And I'll be rolling for everyone else. Oh no!
4.
You guys watch as you guys hear a yelp as Declan slides down the rope. And you get to like 15 feet before you drop. So go ahead and make an acrobatics check, please. Okay, gotcha. Alright, so you only take 4 points of bludgeoning damage, but you just bruise your tailbone. And then go ahead and roll for the climb back up onto the other side. Natural 20, but it seems that Declan's learned from his other plight. Plus, also Bonk is no support, but you're sturdy, you're sure, and this has been more physical activity you've done for a while, I imagine. The only person that gets injured on the way down, otherwise beyond you, is Rosalind, who takes 5 points of bludgeoning damage, but she's able to scale up the rope with Bonk's assistance on the way back. But she does look a little bruised afterwards.
Question. Where do I edit my HP? Is it just my character sheet?
Two things, yes. So if you do in your character sheet, you just want to go to current HP, and when you click on it, you can just press like -5, and then that's not what we want to do. I killed you. That's awkward. All right, so we're not gonna worry about that. So you can just change it there. Also, if you right-click on your token, at the bottom is a green box which says your HP. If you click on that, it'll highlight, and then you just do minus and plus the number you want.
Okay.
Gotcha, yeah. And once you guys get beyond that area, Bonk, you see that there is another tunnel that goes eastward further on, and that there is a gradual upward slope, or so an incline, which is a good sign. But you also do find more of these, like, stone sarcophagi, which are bound in chains and still have written in common, "Do not open."
I'm okay not opening those. I don't know about everyone else.
Yeah, it sounds fine to me. Let's get the fuck out.
Yeah, let's skedaddle.
Alright, beautiful. So we don't... I did not even get my sewer map right. That's fine. Okay. I just need to know you guys' marching order.
I'm happy to go first.
Alright.
I'll go second.
I'll bring up the rear.
Okay, second. Rear... And then we'll just put everyone else in, like, the middle, which is fine. With Blue Eyes flanking Bonk. So co-ownership of the front. Alright. You guys make your way forward, moving both by the light of by the light of Declan's lit staff, and also by the dark vision of the folks in front. And your first, I guess, good sign is that you guys begin to smell a stench of waste. The sewer, and the warm like wind rushes into your face, bringing that yummy sewer winds into it. And you guys exit the rocky caverns and enter into a bit of a sewer drain, like into a sewer tunnel. Looking around, you guys notice that Burke and Blue Eyes look to be a little more. They look a little more comfortable here, and they're going to go ahead and attempt survival checks to navigate. For anyone else that is at least trained survival, you guys can also assist. That means you're just trying to beat a DC 15 to give them a +1 bonus. Since the DC. Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to assist.
17. Sadly, Bonk's not able to, but Slutsky is able to assist. Slutsky, do you want to assist Blue Eyes or Burke the green the green kobold? Mr. Slutsky? Hello? Am I speaking? Can anyone hear me?
I can
Yeah,
hear
we
you.
can hear you.
Okay. Mr. Sasuke, you there? Kyle. I don't think Kyle's there, actually. That's fine. We're just gonna... I'll just roll randomly. Alright, he's assisting Blue Eyes. Okay. That is a failure from Burke. But that is a success from Blue Eyes. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and roll this. Perfect. Alright. Blue Eyes just perks up his little ears, looks to the left and says, "This way." And he begins to lead you through the sewers. Luckily, there are walkways on either side, so you're not completely sloshing through the sewage. But there are some portions where you guys do need to like dip down because the walkways end and you have to get to the other side. And the sewers here don't go to more than waist deep for the medium humans. And for the small creatures, you guys kind of like paddle a little bit to keep your heads above the sewer. So it's not fun, to say the least. But Blue Eyes is true. Looking around, Declan, you notice that Blue Eyes is not just looking for like tasting the wind or like looking for directions. He's looking for specific points on the walls, and you begin to notice that there's a pattern, markings, interconic, and also little arrows. And you see he's finding those. He gets a little relief when he sees each one and leads you guys back and forth until about an hour passes. And you guys make your way upwards, finding a ladder, and ascending that, you guys open up a sewer grate, and find yourselves back inside Zobek, the City of Gears. Just a little. Let's see. For the Zobekers that are here, you guys recognize this as 50 is just north of Arcane Square, on the border between the Collegium District and the Gullet and the Dock District. So actually, you're dead. You're not important here, and you're disappeared. So we're gonna just move that. Let's move you guys over here. Boop. Do my expedition. Boop. Avril, Declan, Charomir, Bonk. Alright.
Oh, this is so cool!
Yeah, and to Bonk and Avril, you guys realize that you're just a couple blocks away from the Broken Seal Tavern and the Puffing Bridge. Rosalind begins to cry. And Burke also begins to cry, and the two hold each other. Like, we made it out! Burke says, "I'm never going back into the sewers again!" Rosalind's like, "Same! Also need a bath. We smell terrible. I'm covered in my own blood. And someone else's. There's that." You guys are on the main street. You're like in this like little cluster like back alleys. But towards the north, you guys do hear voices and the clatter of hooves and the creak of wagon wheels. So the street is not too far away. Blue Eyes looks at Avril and says, points to the rope around his waist. Can I take this off, or are we gonna keep doing this?
Why can you read Draconic?
I'm a kobold.
Forgive the racism. Kobolds can read Draconic?
Yes, I'm no
all
scholar,
kobolds?
but kobold is a simpler dialect of Draconic, and if you understand one, you can understand the other.
How did you recognize that there would be the signs in the sewers?
Those are set down by most of the kobold kings and queens. I wasn't sure, because there are certain points that we haven't actually explored, but I guess we end up in a portion that was actually marked, so that's good.
And you have had, you swear on your life, no dealings with cultists.
He raises his left claw, says, "Yep. I don't traffic in that shit."
What about with ancient royalty? Perhaps of the cursed variety?
Ancient royalty of the cursed variety?
Yeah, one of those.
That's either and or. Okay. No. I'm only 7, so I wasn't around during the revolt. and I don't know any cursed people except for I guess Bill, and he just changes color every month.
Okay. And then sourcing that bag of holding you were talking about. You're talking about getting this bag of holding.
Yeah, if we can get you a lesser bag of holding for about 600 gold. That's
Okay,
right.
what if we get a discount and you got us to a normal bag of holding?
I don't think you can afford a normal a regular bag of holding. No offense, he says as I double check the prices. Oh, that's not that.
I thought the price was going to be 300, and he could get us like wholesale price at 200.
Oh, dip. That's right. Okay. Okay. I completely messed my butt. So it's 75 gold for a type 1 bag holding. I know a guy that does type 2, but then it's 300 gold, and he also doesn't like me. So I don't know if my introduction would actually help. But I can point you in the right direction.
What about type 3?
Type 3? Y'all got 1,200 gold to burn?
Do you know the right people that can do that?
I can ask around for a couple. It's like bag type 3 is not just floating around. You have to ask the right people. But you give me
how well connected you were. It's fine. It's fine.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, give me a week.
Rude.
I could. Sorry, please go.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We don't need it, and it's rude of you to assume our financial status. Also, how do you not think that people who kill for a living aren't at least a little well off? And she's gonna cut the rope.
All right. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah, also, question. You guys looted some stuff off of Flexia. Who has the stone? The one that records sounds. Just so I can know, because I don't remember.
I've got that.
Okay,
Yeah.
Declan has it. Gotcha.
I'm holding on to that.
Declan has the recording stone. We'll call it that.
Yeah, but we
Okay.
did split up the loot, like not split up the loot from the like treasure room there. We kind of gave it all to bag of holding guy, I think, and we're gonna split it up once we get out of here.
Uh huh.
Now we're out of here. We took like a couple of the things and split them up, but then we were like, we don't want to do this all right now.
Hey,
So
Blue Eye.
What's up,
he's
Chief?
got a lot of.
How much for your bag of holding? Because it's already got our stuff in it. You can get another one.
How about this? It's for free. Okay, this sounds bad because of the way I'm phrasing this. It's yours. You watch as he reaches in and he withdraws 2 things. First, you remember that potion you mentioned, the one that makes people forget shit?
Yes,
he takes
the
out that. He takes out that, and then he also takes out a wand, which he stows into his belt and the potion, and he hands you the bag.
What was that wand about?
That's a wand of sleep.
Jesus Christ.
I can't use it well. Half the time I end up putting it myself, so it's like a last resort kind of thing. Like
Why is
golden
your
bullet.
entire toolkit knocking people out? In very... Just...
Because if people are knocked out, then you know they're not chasing you anymore.
Clearly it's more for stealth. You're not knocking out a regiment chasing after you.
Yeah,
with a
but like
wand and a
I don't
potion.
fight if I need to. I try to run. Running's easier. Running's safer.
Sure. Why are you giving this to me for free?
Well, I feel like you guys could have killed me, but also, this is so with all this going on, and the fact that these people points to Benjin, no offense to you, points to the Blessed are connected to the Cloven Nine per se. I'm thinking maybe we go ahead and talk to Narissa.
We should definitely talk to Narissa.
Well, let's go because we need to see the king. And if maybe we can get Narissa, we can convince Narissa to come with us and give up the Cloven Nine guys that are in her basement. Because it would look better for her, and she might not lose the Broken Seal Tavern. Because
So
I
it's
don't
a
know,
threat situation.
yeah, I mean, I've known her for a
we
couple. Sorry, go please.
What did Blue Eye say when we said the Cloven Nine are dirty? What was his response there?
They threaten Narissa.
It's not threaded. It's just this. Like Narissa is. I mean, I like Narissa. Do you guys like Narissa? You guys don't
I
know
don't-
Narissa. Points to like everyone else. You guys know her.
No,
But she's
I
nice.
trust Narissa.
Yeah. Well, let's go. We go to King Koto. Rosalind and Burke give their testimony. The city comes down hard on the Cloven Nine. Narissa's gonna get burned. I don't think she's involved, but she is offering them like a place to have their meetings. So she's gonna get like slammed. So maybe we do her a favor.
I agree. I think we should clue Narissa into this.
Is there some odd curse or tracking magic on this backpack? Why? I don't like how you're giving it away for free. What have you done to it?
He's like, it's not nothing. I haven't done anything to it.
How much
Like-
does it cost for the next like a replacement bag?
This is 75 gold for type 1. This is a type 1.
All right, I'm gonna give him 75 gold.
Come on. Oh, come on, man. Don't do that.
No, just take the money. Take it. Yours.
Can I just request that we do all the divvying up of bags, etc. At the Rotten Roach after we've returned Rosalind to her family, contacted Narissa, and made a plan of action?
That would be really
We're not
nice,
giving
he
up.
says.
Well, we're not divvying up things right now. We're just taking the bag, and the bag has our stuff in it.
Yeah,
So
Blue
it's-
Eyes
it's
says,
fine.
"Hey, the gold. Okay, you're friends with King Nerborg. Just ask him to identify it. He's a fucking lich, so he can definitely tell if it's cursed."
No, I believe you. I'm just giving you replacement money because this just feels dirty.
All right, fine.
You're
I know.
giving it to
I
us
mean,
because you thought we could kill you. We don't operate under constant threat.
okay.
Take the
All
money.
right.
Take the money.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Burke walks up, puts a hand on his shoulder. Blue Eyes, you're really being very ungrateful. He's like, "Shut up, kid." And Ross is like, "Can I please go see my father?" Then to which Blue Eyes says, "No, we need to go see the king first. You can get you a bath there, but get you into custody. Get this all sorted out. All right? Well, no, wait. Narissa first. Thank you.
Let's talk to Narissa first.
All right.
All
Then
right.
I need to give Avril the bag.
Sorry,
Okay.
what's the 2-minute or two sentence rundown on who this person is?
Yes. So Sir Duma, different person, raised me, plucked me out of the circus and raised me, is our leader up north. She was the one who sent us down to Zobak, and she told us to get in touch with this person, Narissa. Narissa, who we are talking to, runs a pub/tavern called the Broken Seal. Let me see what else I know about Narissa. She is elf marked with blonde hair. Jared is attracted to her.
All right, calm down.
She's
Simmer
well
down,
connected
you.
within the city. Sorry. But she is a well-connected Elfmark person who runs a tavern in the city, and Sir Duma, whom we trust, or at least I trust, implicitly recommended that we go to stay with her. Which I guess you don't fully know.
Some notes of this are appearing on my arm.
Yeah.
While we're walking, Declan, there was nothing recorded on that stone, was there?
I haven't checked it out yet.
Maybe now's the time.
To do that before we go talk to what's her name with the pretty blonde hair?
Narissa. I think there were some references in some writings to someone with some kind of charming effect, and I begin to worry that Narissa might have some level of something on her. That little extra information might help us out.
Okay. We also still have we're dragging the lady in the robes who is the high priestess with us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're, like,
Question:
knocked out with
Are you
us.
guys have you guys left the alleyways? Or are you walking in the streets? Because remember, she's manacled, tied up, and has a gag.
Yeah,
I think
we're
we need to be
definitely
in-
huddled in the alley, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to be in the
Okay.
alleys partially because there's a race war brewing.
Gotcha. All right. Okay. So you want to listen to the recording stone? Is that correct?
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. It's disturbing. As you play it, you hear Valexia's very soothing croon come in, as she's talking to someone, just saying, "Here it is. See, right there, open. Just take it, and just stab right there." You basically hear Felixia talking a woman through basically cutting somebody up, and you can hear the person screaming, pleading, in the entire recording. To which Rosin faints again. Burke and Blue Eyes are looking a little green, as is Benjin. And that recording goes on for 5 minutes, by the way.
Okay. I mean, if it's more of the same after like 2, I would probably just be like, okay, that's enough.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Well,
don't need to listen to the whole torture.
we might have to. Why would she record that? What information was in there? Did the victim say anything?
Slutsky, Declan, and Avril, you guys can make society checks for me, please.
Okay. Uh, 14.
14, 11. Anything? Kyle, are you there?
Yep.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Just making sure. All right, okay, beautiful. All right, so 14, 11. Declan and Avril, you guys kind of put your heads together and thinking about it. This person, because I can't stop spilling coffee on my notes. The voice is familiar to both of you. Come on. Now, there.
The person being tortured's voice?
No, the one, like, the person that's being spoke to. Because you remember, you know Flex's voice. She's the one that you've captive. You don't know the person being tortured. But the voice of the woman that is doing it, because she kind of comes in a little bit. She's, like, a little uncertain, then gets into it, is Consul Malanka Vendemic. A member of the actual council of Zobek.
So it's indisputable proof.
Yes,
it's leverage,
that's right.
Relies
And
says.
one of the lady that was dressed in the black said that she was the one who she and her office were very accepting of the cult.
So we turn in Roz and we oust a member of the council. 2 birds, 1 stone, and hopefully that does enough to avert the race war.
Is this recording replayable? Is this like,
It is, yes.
does it erase once it gets played?
No, it's replayable. You basically just like kind of like
cool.
rub the stone, it plays it again. You rub it again.
That's
to
why I
pause
was
it.
like pause it after 2 minutes to be like,
Gotcha.
okay, let's like save some of it. But if not, then if it's replayable, then yeah, totally listen to the whole thing to see we don't miss any crucial information.
Just don't record over it.
Right.
Hey, silly little question here from a young goblin who does not understand magic and gods and race war. Is there any possibility that this god wanted us to find that and wanted us to kick one of our allies off the council? Like, what if that's a plant, you know?
Is she an ally?
I don't know.
With
never
a
met her.
society of 14, with a society check of 14. So looking at her policies. Most of her policies and like her voice has been about law and security of the city. She was formerly a bard before she got elected. She doesn't really seem to have like a hardline stance wavering between hating the kobolds or like supporting the kobolds. She's a little more neutral. But her entire rhetoric is keeping the city safe and secure and ensuring the rule of law.
Also, thinking through my notes, Ivory is Felixia's counterpart, the second like high priestess of this religion, of this cult. And Ivory is masked and under illusions in the Broken Seal Tavern. So we need to be really careful when we talk to Narissa about where we talk to her and like how loudly we talk. And also make sure that Narissa is not Ivory in disguise.
Good remembering.
So, we want to go bring Narissa with us to the yank Narissa out, walk to the guards, and talk while we walk, or like what's our approach here?
Blue Eyes
Well,
says
first,
we need to go to the Kobold ghetto because we get everyone here to King Koto, and then we just hand him off, and then he basically handles the rest of the political brouhaha stuff and make sure that Burke and Roslyn are safe.
That's okay with me. I don't have objections. There are others.
Sure.
What if we bifurcate? We get Rosalind returned. We show the city that Burke did not murder her, potentially cooling some of the racial tensions. And that buys us a little bit of time to go talk to Narissa and make a plan to expose the cult. How does that sound?
that sounds fine. I just want to figure out a way that we're not like dragging wrapped up cultist leader over here through the streets in chains, so that we don't get stopped on our way.
Blue Eyes, you think you could lead us through the sewers over to the Kobold Ghetto?
Easily, yeah.
Hell yeah, brother, let's get some poop.
All right. You guys descend once more down to the sewer grate. He's gonna roll. He succeeds, and Blue Eyes very confidently leads you guys through the sewers until you guys come to. You guys do notice that there's actually like a sentry post, which is manned by a bunch of kobolds with crossbows. But when they see Blue Eyes, they just nod, look at the rest of the group, and just kind of narrow their eyes at you all, but continue going. You also notice that half the kobolds here are like obese, like extremely fucking like large and rotund, which is wild. But they seem to be the guards here, so you just go with it and keep going onwards. Takes about another hour or so, because it's not a straight way. You guys are twisting and turning, going through different sewer grains, making your way up and down, back and forth. It's fucking confusing. But eventually, you guys make your way to enter a cellar, on which there are several kobolds playing, like knuckle bones. There's a massive tub of like water nearby, some towels. They just look at you all and just nod when they recognize Blue Eyes. And Blue Eyes says, "So if anyone wants to get washed, we can just go handle that right there." To which he walks over and begins to wipe himself down. Roslyn immediately just dives into the actual
No,
bucket.
Rosalind.
Yeah,
And then Avril will press to digitate Rosalind.
She looks down. Thank you so much. You're my favorite person now.
Anyone else want to not that cleaning?
please.
I'll go around cleaning everyone quickly with prestidigitation.
Beautiful. All right. With that, Blue Eyes leads you guys upwards, and you guys find yourselves in a room that is large by kobold standards, but to everyone else, your heads are just scraping against the ceiling. Anyone that's like 5'10" or higher has to like stoop a little bit, or else they're banging their heads against the rooftop. On the opposite end from where you guys enter, there are about 12 kobolds and a mixture of like piecemeal armor, strange ass weapons. I think only Declan recognizes this, but one of them has a gun. That has a 3-barrel shoot pistol, and sitting upon a scrap metal throne is a blue-scaled kobold, wearing what looks to be a cloak made out of like rat hides sewn together, a misshapen crown of copper. It's missing one eye, and has an eye patch over it, which has like an eye painted on that. And he's got a scepter, which looks like a thigh bone from a humanoid creature. To which he
Jared,
says, "Yeah, go ahead."
Is this the Lich King?
No, this is not. The Lich King is clearly dead. This kobold's clearly alive.
Okay.
Yes. To which, one of the kobolds says, "And who may you be?" And Blue Eyes says, "All right, Cannon, it's us." I'm like, "Oh, Blue Eyes," and they all sort of relax before the king, who assumes is Koto Cragclaw, rises and says, "Blue Eyes, were you all successful?" We were, my king, and these are the tall legs that you hired. Granted, 2 of them you hired originally. 2 of them we found who were also captives, but have assisted us. Wait, Kobold's a lily minor dragonish thing, so this is lily blue eyes white skin dragon. All right, calm down. Anyway, anyway, he says, so these are the two tall. This is a tall leg and a goblin that you hired. These are two new tall legs that were captives. This is Rosalind, the blacksmith's daughter. My nephew Burke. This guy, he looks at Benjen and kind of looks at all of you guys like, what do I say about Benjen?
We met Benjen along the way. He helped us complete our quest.
Yeah, what he said. And this is a blood sister of the cult of Morena. And the woman gives her best curtsy that she can. So we did good, King. We did good.
Wait, is she awake?
She was unconscious last we saw.
She woke up during the the second jaunt through the sewers.
Oh, then fuck that. Knock her right back out.
Okay, gotcha. No, she's unconscious.
Yeah,
Just lying on the ground.
there's no letting her be awake.
I cannot attest to her mental state because we have had to knock her out several times, but mission accomplished, boss. We also have other things, and you watch as he looks at you, Declan, and says, "Stone."
Yes, we also have a recording stone here. Provides some information about the involvement of a potential member of the city council with this arena.
To that, Kodo Cragclaw's one good eye widens. The slitted pupil dilates, and the rest of the kobold guardsmen begin to mutter amongst themselves. Slutsky is the only one that can speak Draconic and kobold. So you get the feeling that like, this is a big thing for them. Like, really? Wow. All right, fuck the two tall legs, yeah. To which the king descends down. He's actually small. He's smaller than Bonk. It's weird. He's a midget. By even small creature standards, he's almost tiny. Walks up and he puts out a hand for the recording stone for you, Declan. Do you give it to him?
No.
All right, takes it. Walks over and hugs Blue Eyes. You did good, Chief. And everyone's like, yeah! And he walks over to each of you and shakes your hands as well. He uses it with both of his claws. He says, what are your names, friends, by the way? I like to know the people that have done so much for us.
I'm Slutsky.
Alright! Is that a nickname?
That's what you could call me.
Alright, Slutsky. Pleasure to meet you. And the rest of you all, please.
I'm Bonk, the goblin.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Declan Ravovic, a priest of Rava.
Ah, yes. May the gear guide us. And then looks to Avril. And you, how about you, miss?
Avril.
Well, it is a pleasure to meet all of you. Thank you very much. Skirtle spoke very highly of you. The only one of the handful of non-kobolds that frequent his establishment. So that array puts you very high in our esteem. Don't know about you two. Looks at Let's Conduct them. But if you guys ever need a good meal, Rampant Roach, great food. The rat ragu is to die for.
Oh, good.
Mr.
Or
Coffee.
you guys want to go there afterwards? Catch it, get a drink.
I mean, you should.
know.
You need to drop off. Well, Burke, you're staying with us. Then we'll get you to your uncle in a couple days. Rosalind, you're staying with us as well, but we'll go ahead and inform. We'll deal with this later. Blue Eyes, stay with me so we can go over reports. Can someone get these tall legs and the goblin their reward? Two of the guards scurry off into a side room, come out with a chest of 600 gold. Actually, question: do you want this in bars or gold? Or sorry, bars or coins? I can do either.
Bars makes things easier.
All right, so he makes them twirl around. They leave, and they come back with about 6 bars, which are each 100 gold's worth. And then yes, I also mentioned that you guys have a choice between two of three different magical items. So, all right, Blue Eyes, show our friends to the magical items, and then meet with me so we can go over what we're gonna do. And if you're gonna bring me up to speed on everything that fucking happened, all right? It's like, yes, my king. He salutes. To which he looks at all of you and just jabs a clawed finger to a nearby door, and walks towards it, opens up, and gestures for you guys to follow him.
Well,
before you
Can
guys,
we just clarify one thing before we leave there?
Absolutely.
I didn't want to give him the recording stone.
oh,
Yeah.
oh,
I think
so
I
sorry.
said no and you heard yeah.
I heard yes. Okay, never mind. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
I just like one of those like I want to hold on to this for us to have proof. Like happy to bring it to whatever things you would need it for. But considering we have other friends that are impacted by this potential political play, I think it would be helpful for us if we could hang on to the recording stone.
Okay. You can go ahead and make a diplomacy check, with a +3 bonus because he holds your group in high esteem at this point. You're trying to aim. Yeah, you're trying to get a DC 18.
No, don't tell me what I need, because my diplomacy is a +0.
If anyone wants to
That's
help,
a 7 total.
oof, you have a hero point.
Oh, you know what? Hell yeah. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll hero point that.
Before we go, does anyone want to assist in this?
Sorry, what check is he making? A diplomacy check?
Diplomacy check to persuade King Crow to Claw that he should be able to that Declan doesn't need to give over the recording stone.
I am not trained in diplomacy, otherwise I would assist.
Gotcha.
Oh, I mean, I got a +0, baby.
No, I just you can only assist if you're trained.
That is true. Yes.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I don't know if is Slutsky trained in diplomacy?
I think I have not diplomacy. Oh, I do.
Oh, you do have diplomacy. Okay.
I thought I
10.
had like the something. Oh yeah, no, that's
Unfortunately, it's not good enough to give an assist. All right, then go ahead and roll.
Alright. Here goes. 30-20.
Ooh. To which the king steeples his fingers and says, "This is acceptable. But do know that we will need to call upon you within the next 3 or so days.
That sounds just fun.
Next 3 business days.
Next 3 business days. Yes. Next 3 business days. We will call upon you. Where can I find you, good priest? And during that time, so I know when to call upon you."
That's a great question. Do I have a place that I have typically stayed? Do these guys have a home base in Zobek?
So you do. So the temple. So you do spend your days in the temple district at the actual temple of Rava. You have your own little room there.
Beautiful.
That's there.
That's where you can find me, at the Temple of Rava, in the Temple District.
Understood. All right. Good to know. Good to know. All right.
Before we call it quits, just to make sure I heard you correctly, you're gonna let Rosalind go home to her family today, right?
We're gonna go ahead and escort Rosalind in public, Kobold Guard, and she's gonna go ahead and say hello to her father, and then we're gonna leave her there with a contingent of guards, and then call the city guard as well.
Great. Just so long as the city knows that she's been returned safely and she is able to go back to living a somewhat normal life. That's all. That's just what I wanted to confirm. I appreciate you just overstating that for me.
To
Quick
Bonk,
question.
she mimes thank you. She mimes a thank. She like mouths a thank you at you.
Quick question. If you're escorting her back with a kobold guard, what's to make the non-kobolds assume that she was actually found captured by a bunch of cultists and not that like you did your own internal kobold thing and took her from a place that the kobold under suspects had taken her to?
I can help explain that, which is that when she was taken, it was there was signs of a struggle and a broken window, and Burke's dagger was found there. So it looked like it was like a forced kidnapping, potential murder. The fact that she's returning like under her own volition, like, you know, if she's not like clearly being forced by the guards to return home. I don't know, I guess now that I say it out loud, that's a good point.
Right, my worry is like they were worried about a race war and so they like did their own internal policing, but that like it still seems like it was a kobold that took her.
No, that's a good point.
You make a good point. He turns to his guards. All of our double the guard to 30 kobolds.
I don't know that fixes it, but okay, it's up to you.
Blue Eyes walks up and says, "My king, maybe we escort Rosalind to the nearest city watch post, speak to them, have a conjoined effort, escort her then to her father's smithery." Good ideas, yes. We're keeping it at 30 though. Keep it at 30. And bring out the shotguns, just in case. All the kobolds get really excited and they wander off. To which Blue Eyes says, "I think that's all for us. Thank you, my king." And he begins to usher you guys into a side room. Alright, he's like, "Alright. This has been very exhausting. It's only been 5 hours, too." Which is wild. But anyway, he says, "Okay, so the king has these 3 items on offer. You watch as he walks over. He leaves the room you guys in to go to a different room and comes back with a box. And on this, there's a circular table in the middle of the room, and he puts 3 different items there. He puts a black wax candle on the table. He puts a set of like pipes. I think like the satyr kind of pipes kind of deal. And then he puts a cloak made of like a model cloak of black, brown, and white leather. It's like, so, and he pulls out like a little piece of parchment and puts on glasses and begins to read it. So the candle is a candle of summoning. Don't know what it means. When you light it, it lets out a green flame. The candle's magic is activated when the candle is lit, which requires a single action. When lit, it only emanates light, bright up to 5 feet and dim light up to another 5 feet, so 10 feet. Each creature in the candle's light gains a +2 item bonus to fortitude saving throws. For each caster within the candle's light, spells with the sustain trait are automatically sustained. The candle has a life of 1 hour. Alright, these pipes are pipes of the sewers. If you are invested to them, you are trained in the performance skill. In addition, when you are invested with these pipes, rats and giant rats are indifferent towards you, which is good, I guess, unless you attack them. And then you are able to summon a rat swarm to assist you for the rest of the entire day if you want. And the last item is the Whispering Cloak. This cloak is made of, it's made of bat pelts. Wow. While wearing this cloak with the hood up, you transform into a creature of pure shadow. That's actually fucking neat. He's like, no, not important. While in the shadow form, you gain a +2 item status bonus to your armor class. You gain a +1 item bonus to your stealth checks, and you can move through a space as narrow as 1 inch without squeezing. For those that can cast spells cast in shadow form, but attacks with non-magic weapons can't be made. This effect lasts for 1 minute and can be used twice a day before you must wait for it to recharge at the next dusk. To activate the magic, you must pull up the hood or pull down, which is a 1-action ability. You get 2 of these.
Sorry, 2 capes, or get to use the cape twice per day?
You get to use
2 items total. Sorry.
You get 2 items total.
Those 3 items.
For the pipes of the sewer, is there a limitation on how frequently they can be used?
You can do the Serenade the Swarm once per day.
Cool.
Seems to me like the cloak is the coolest thing here.
It is. Hot pitch here. Do y'all want to discuss this and the other items we found underground over dinner? Because, I'm curious to find out what this whip does, and if I got a dope-ass whip, then I don't need a candle. You know how it is.
Yeah, I think that's fair to consider all the divvyings at once.
Wait, hold on.
Guys,
Can we come back to you on this?
Oh yeah, you can't take the items. You can't take the items, but you can discuss it and just come back here and then let us know what you want.
More importantly, you don't want to go back to the Kobold diner, do you?
I do.
Oh, God.
Well, we had a great time there. What are you talking about? Everyone loved it. The rat violi, the rat ragu, the cockroach milk.
Yep, I remember.
You were craving some cockroach milk this morning.
No.
Benjamin pipes up. I'm sorry. Did you say cockroach milk? Are you like milking cockroaches?
I have questions.
Also Benjamin's here too. Still.
That's good, Benjamin. Here, dude, tell me that just, a couple bowls of cockroach wings, some pickled eel, some pigeon liver, and you're not going to be feeling great. Like,
Nope.
alright, I think we need to stick
Yeah, I'm out on eating rats and stuff. Can we
Okay,
go
that's just
eat
racist.
Some food that's appealing to everybody.
Mad racist. Slutsky, you in? Cockroach milk?
I'm gonna have to pass.
Alright, well, wherever you guys want to go to dinner. What time of day is it? I assume it's dinner time.
It's only been 5 hours. You guys went to the sewers in the morning, so it's lunchtime actually.
No, well, better to not go. I would have filled up on wings.
Do we have a?
We can go do
preference?
brunch. You want to do brunch?
Well, we don't have to leave. I don't think. I think we can make a decision of the two objects right now. Quick discussion, in and out. We're definitely taking the cloak, but does anyone have a preference over candle or flutes? Flutes are very limited.
We
to
should
build.
identify the other magical items that we picked up and see if there's any synergies there.
Oh,
I don't know. Do you have the ability to identify magical items? I forget. It seems like something you could do.
a long time, but yeah.
Oh.
Well, they didn't put a time limit on accepting this, so I guess that makes sense. We can. I would like to do it back where we are sleeping, but we're sleeping in a potentially dangerous location. So,
It's true.
New Inn.
Sure. New inn works for me.
New Inn's gonna have food too. Let's go find a new inn. We'll be back, Kobold.
Are there any good kobold inns?
Oh God.
I'll be honest, Blue Eyes says the only people that are gonna be comfortable are you and me. The rest of them are gonna be kind of squished.
Alright. Fine.
We'll be back in a day or two.
Also, just to let you, technically, Slutsky has rooms at the Steamworkers Union. So there's that. And then for your boy Declan, Declan, you could always talk to Father Bestra and ask for like just temporary housing for these folks. They can't that can't extend beyond a week, just because other rooms and other people and such. But that's always an option. But if you guys are looking for inns, are you guys looking for cheap, anonymous, stable, or rich?
Are we stable? Are we rich?
My preference is anonymous more than anything.
Or. It sounds like everyone might have their own ideal situation. So what if you guys give me 2 or 3 days to identify everything we've got, and we'll meet up back here in 2 or 3 days? Because I have housing, but I cannot guarantee it's safe for everybody. And it sounds like everyone else is in the same boat.
Wait, do you have a place to stay? I could stay with you, right?
Do you like crab people?
Crab people.
Bonk basically did a little like sabbatical with the Waterside clan.
Yeah, I know them. What's her name? I have her name written down. Where is she? Yeah, my notes are so disorganized.
Mother Rye?
Yes! Mother Rye says hello, and something about your hair being a different color. We can discuss that later.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds like you'll be safe there then.
Yep, works for me.
If we're gonna split our separate ways, should we? I don't like. I'm happy to split up and come back and meet together with y'all. I think you're fascinating individuals, and I'd like to figure out what's going on with this cult thing.
Hold on, Declan.
We do need to figure out what to do with what's her name here, evil cult lady.
She was taken in custody by the kobolds.
Oh, she was good.
Sorry,
great. As long as we
forgot
don't
to
have to
mention
keep her in custody of ourselves, then
Yeah,
that's
you
fine.
guys watch as the kobolds like slapped on like 5 more pairs of manacles and dragged her off. So yeah, she's handled.
All right, that seems
Declan
fine.
and Slutsky, do you two care about crabs peoples? Are you racist towards crab people?
No, not particularly.
You uncomfortable around aquatic beings?
And
Seems fine.
just to point out, Slutsky, your sponsor and your mentor, was a Karov, actually. He's from the local Waterside clan.
I'd say I'm pretty decent with them.
All right. Everyone's fine with crab people. Guess we're gonna go live with crab people for a couple days.
I'm excited.
I'm still planning to go stay at my Temple of Rava.
Oh, so you're too good for crab people.
Crab people are, I'm sure, fine. I just, have the opportunity to, in my, having recently left my monastery and kind of searching for the best path of, in way that I can serve Rava, this seems like quite a precipitous moment that I've been dropped into, and I would appreciate the opportunity to reflect and pray for guidance on how to proceed in my temple.
Benjin is going to lean over and wrap an arm around you, Declan, lean to your ear and say, he's talking about the Karov, right? If you decline hospitality, they'll just text you, you know that, right?
We
What?
have to tell the Karov about that.
What?
Make a perception check.
Me?
Yeah, you, Declan.
Okay. Perception. Oh, nice. 19.
19. He's just being straight racist. That's it.
Wow.
How
rude.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna stay with stay with my Rava folks, I think.
Question on that, actually, Declan. Your god, Rava, that guy. How do you get in touch with him? What does he appreciate in off? Oh, Gal. How do you get in touch with her? And what does she accept in offerings? And how often does she speak with people?
What's the answer? Can I make a check for what the answer is to
you don't
that?
need to make a check. I think that for you, you've only ever had one communion with Rava once, and that was less of her talking and more of just you actually felt her presence, but you did see her influence the room. There was one night in which you had spilled ink over a very old and ancient manuscript. So you prayed, Rava, please save me from getting my backside tanned. To which you watched as all the candles flared for a moment, and all the ink got pulled from the manuscript back into your inkwell. And you watched as the quill rose and wrote on a piece of parchment, "Be careful next time."
That's fucking sick. That's so cool.
Only time.
Yeah. Doesn't seem to be as communicative as Evil Death God down there. But she, does appreciate folks who are industrious, work hard, craft things. I think if you wanted to learn more, I'd be happy to introduce you to some folks at the temple, and we can see what we can teach you.
That's a lot. I just meant like quick offerings to get her attention.
Yeah, Avril's more of a walk down the market and smell what everyone's cooking rather than stop and eat any one dish. Right? Is that fair to put it?
If you get a little bit of everyone's cooking, then if you need to throw the right curry at a monster, sometimes you get it.
Unless they're serving rat violi, in which case Avril won't even bother to try it a second time.
Well, I mean, if there is a good kobold god to talk to.
We can talk about kobold gods. Blue Eyes says. Anyway,
what do you have?
a lot. Anyway, just to go to Declan, one thing that you at least let people know is that whenever you're performing a signing of a deal or a contract, honoring it by Rava is both a way to, God, I can't remember the word right now. We went over this.
Notary?
As a notary, basically honoring a deal to Rava is a good way to do it. And also in the midst of crafting or construction or inventing, also kind of dedicating it to Rava. My success is your success is a good way as well. She's not burn the food mostly or give the offering. It's more of this is my effort, this is my work done in your honor is the way that most people tend to honor Rava. Although some people give gold, lots of it.
that's always an option.
Yes.
Can always tithe. Speaking of gold, if we're splitting up, do we want to divvy up some bars slash obviously 6 bars doesn't split perfectly between 4 folks? Sorry, Benjin, you're not on the team considering we had to fight you.
I'll be honest. Just me not dying. It's good enough. I'll take that.
Well, hold on,
yeah.
Ben. You can't leave yet. You now you work for me now. But yeah, how much gold did you want?
I mean, can we each get 1 bar and then split? Put 2 bar. Ask them to swap 2 bars for 200 gold, and then we all get 50 gold.
Hold on. Isn't Blue Eyes like isn't it like 6 divided by 4 is 1.5? You watch he walks out of the room, comes back with like a cleaver, and begins to hack at 2 of the bars until they split into 2 halves, and he puts it like 1.5 each person.
That's fine.
I'm a smart guy.
He's a genius.
Benjamin asks, "Are you asking how much I want to get paid? Is that to everyone else about divvying up the?" I'm just gonna stay quiet.
That's a good idea. So we each have 1.5 bars of the gold now?
Yeah, so that is each bar is 100 gold, so that's 150 gold each.
Yes.
And then for Jimmy and Kyle, you guys can go to the if you go to inventory, like on the top part of the inventory, there's like the coins. If you do the plus sign, it lets you alter the amounts by denomination. So you just do like 150 gold there.
Cool.
Gotcha. All right. You guys hear a knock on the door from where you came, and you watch as the kobold opens. This is a pink scale kobold. Blue Eyes, the king would like to request your presence. So, sounds like I'm out of time, guys. All right. Declan, Slutsky, nice to meet both of you. Bonking out roll, always a pleasure. I'll see you all later. I'll see you guys in 3 days, I guess, whenever this shit blows up.
Yeah.
Keep it skeezy, Blue Eyes.
Keep it sleazy. And he walks out.
Sorry, last thing before we maybe split up. Did we want to talk to Narissa first? Before we did the choosing of all these magic items and before the kobolds threw the town into chaos?
We should probably wait until after, because if any of these items have the ability to expose magics, that would be helpful in that situation, just in case. Same logic we're using for waiting.
It is. I think it's probably worth giving Narissa a heads up, just because she might be in deep shit if the Cloven Nine get called out publicly while she is harboring them.
Cool. Once then, she's now we're at a little bit of an issue because we don't know if she's in with them,
True, we don't.
and it is unnatural, her charisma, I feel.
That's fair. It might be that, we got slipped the chalice of whatever it's called while we were standing there without realizing. But Sir Duma
basically-
did recommend her, and at least for me, I'm kind of predisposed to trust anyone who comes with Sir Duma's recommendation.
How well does Sir Duma know her, though?
Jared, I don't have it in my notes, but I don't quite
you can
remember.
roll an intelligence check to see what you remember.
Cool.
Yeah,
It's me, the really intelligent guy.
exactly, right?
It's just going to be a flat D20.
Yeah, just a flat. Yeah, that's right.
11.
11. You vaguely remember like Duma having meetings with her, like where like you would go to Zobek, the two would meet up. Duma wouldn't really introduce you because this was like early on when she adopted you, and then Duma would basically drop you off at like some place. Not to say a daycare, but treats it like a daycare. And she's like, here's 20 gold to go buck wild, and then she would leave and just spend time with Narissa. And that happened at least, I think, 3 or 4 times in like your first like couple of months spending time with Duma. So you guys spent a lot of time around Zobek and the Crossroads proper.
Yep. I don't exactly know how they know each other, but Sir Duma did a fair amount of meeting with Narissa. God, what did she say when she told us to go down and make contact there? Broken Seal Tavern.
Slutsky and Declan, you guys can make society checks if you want to figure out what you guys know about the Broken Seal Tavern.
Great, would love to.
Sure.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
18.
18. Okay, gotcha. All right. So I'll start with Declan. So for you, the Broken Seal Tavern was not a very good establishment. It catered to a lot of the sorry about that, Brian. Catered to a lot of like the dock workers and the gullet, which is not to say that like it's a place of ill repute just because a lot of like criminals and bad shit has gone down there. A couple murders, some assaults, kidnappings. That happened about from what you got. This is what you've gotten from talking to people around the temple. Although recently in the last year, its reputation has improved under new management. You don't know who that is, but you're assuming that might be Narissa based off of what these other folks are telling you. Slutsky, all you know about the Broken Seal is from Pesho. He was like, who would just spit? Well, try a spit. He's a Gearforge. He has no saliva. So back when I had flesh, I would go there to fuck. So that's the place. Now they kind of do it, but it's a little clean. It's a little too clean for me. Is that a weird thing? Maybe. Is it my kink? Not too sure. But that new girl, Narissa, also one, I'm a Gearforge, so there's nothing to really, work with, per se. But it's a different joint. And I do see a lot of those cloven fucks around there. Yes, I know they're tieflings. Am I racist? Absolutely. But I do see the symbol on their hands. I see the symbol on their hands. I know they're part of the Cloven Nine, so it's still a den of villainy. God, that sounds dramatic. It's still a den of shitholes. And whores. But those are nice people. They're also cheap. Not anymore, but yeah.
Okay. Anything else we need to decide before we split up for 3 days and reconvene? Where is it we're reconvening? And are we going to try to reconvene before the Kobold King wants us to come and bring the Ring of Recording?
Yes, we should meet before then. Maybe it makes sense for Avril and me to go speak with Narissa since we've met her before and you two haven't. We can just give her a heads up. Or at least, try and suss out that situation a little bit more. What say we all meet up at the Rampant Roach in 2 days to get our bearings before the Kings have shit hit the fan in 3 days? That was the timeline, right? 3 days for shit to hit the fan?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3
Roughly.
days. Yeah. Benjamin's like, wait, we're meeting up at the Kobold establishment?
Yeah, maybe we meet up at the Temple of Rava.
Oh my god, fine, alright, Jesus, give it a rest. We'll go to your frickin' temple, but don't try to convert me. I saw what good your god did you down there, so...
If by that you mean healed you and guided us
death,
yeah.
I don't know about all that, but fine, we'll meet at your temple. How about midday? So
48 hours.
Yeah, how's that sound? Good.
Roughly.
Good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Seems
Let's
fine
do
to me.
that. Lit. Well, actually, why don't we do it? Why don't we do it one day? Why don't we do midday tomorrow? Do people need 2 days to decompress?
I have thoughts about what I would do with that time, but if you think it's better to give Narissa and potentially the cultists an extra day of heads up before their cult is exposed in front of the whole city, then...
Well, we wouldn't necessarily tell Narissa that day that we gather. It could be that we gather as a group, figure out our next move a little bit more concretely, and then give Narissa a heads up at some point.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't want to cut into if Avril needs more time to identify magic objects. Don't want to bug Avril with, traveling around the city.
My recollection...
And she needs time to identify stuff.
Yeah, also, technically, Declan, you can assist with that. And technically, Slutsky can assist with that. I don't know if Slutsky wants to, but Slutsky can assist in identifying the magical items.
Oh, yeah, I'd be happy to help assist in identifying. How do I do that?
Basically, since it'll like take 10 minutes at least, an Arcana checks essentially to go through that
Oh.
for
That's
each
not too
item.
bad.
Yeah, and sorry, Brian, you're not here, but there are okay, 1, 2, no, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. There's a lot of items to do, so this will take at least the better part of a day to go through all these items. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it's gonna take at least a day. It would take days. It'll take at least 3 days for Avril to do it by himself. But if everyone else is helping, then that should take at least only a day to go ahead and go through the items.
I don't mind helping. I have other things I can do with my time if we have downtime. But
Yeah, it's your
Cool.
guys' choice.
Well, let's do 2 days. Meet at midday, 48 hours from now, at the Temple of Rava. Sound good?
am I taking some items with me to identify?
Oh. Do you want to come with us and identify some items? It's easier if Avril's here. Avril just knows what
It
to
would
do.
be.
Avril would tell you that she grew up with the Waterside clan. She's blood, and with that, and since Bonk also fostered with them for about like a month as well, you're basically family, and you guys would be decent guests, which means you guys would be fed, housed, no one would steal from you, and most people would tell you that they're cheating in gambling games before you joined. So,
Well, Avril and I are going to go up, to the outskirts of the city with the water people. We'll be identifying things there. If you'd like to help identify a couple of things, it'd be appreciated. But if you'd rather go back to Temple of Rava and see to a couple of things, we can give you some magical items to take with you and identify.
Yeah, I'll just take some stuff with me, I think.
Cool.
okay.
Jared, would you mind giving me the unusual bangle in my inventory?
Oh, the unusual bangle. Gotcha.
I don't think. I don't care that much about the splitting up of stuff right now. If we want to just like split up and do a bunch of identifies and then come back, it'll all be in one pile anyway.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
that's fine by me then.
So like, we don't need to actually deal with divvying. We can just say like, I'll take half of it or something,
Sure,
Sweet.
sure. Gotcha.
or like a third. Give me 8 items technically to do checks on or something.
Dope.
All right. Are you encumbered? Is Bonk encumbered? Where's this 10 carry bulk coming from?
Good question.
Huh. Unusual bangle. Usual web.
I took a bunch of leech wart, but I didn't think that was super encumbering me.
Oh, that's 14. So that's I think that puts you just over. No,
Okay.
that's weird. What is all the bulk from? We'll figure this. This is bizarre.
The torches are 4L, which seems pretty damn heavy for torches.
L is light actually, so you need 10 L to 1 bulk.
Mhm.
So what is okay chainmail? It's probably the chainmail that's fucking you.
That's fair. I
Yeah.
can't even wear chainmail, can I?
You cannot wear chainmail. It's medium. You can only wear light armor.
All right. Well, on our way to the water people, I'm gonna just sell that as well as some of these extra daggers.
Sure. Also, Benjamin's going with you because Avril says he works for me now. And with that, Avril's gonna go ahead and make a diplomacy check for pricing. Avril rolled a 21, so chainmail is about 6 gold. So you sell for 12 gold.
Dang.
Avril's great. Avril's smooth. He knows what he's doing. Okay, so Avril, Bonk, and Benjin are going to the Waterside clan in the pastures. Sletsky is going back to the guild building, I'm assuming.
Yes, to the guild.
To the guild. Gotcha. And then we have Declan going back to the Temple of Rava. Wonderful. Now, where the fuck is the Steamworkers Union?
Yeah, I was gonna say where is it on the map?
Steamworkers Union, Steamworkers, Stonemasons, Temple District, Gear District. You're in the number 1 of the guild. Number 1. Okay. Where the fuck is that?
I'm number 1.
Yeah, where the fuck is that? 51, 40, 16.
Number 1 is over here at the top.
Okay, gotcha. So you have to go the far first. Going across the
Shit.
city, baby.
Oh, that's fucking far.
Yeah, it is. Goddamn. You can always catch a. Yeah, actually, you don't have to walk that far. You can just catch a little. You can catch a ferry along the Derry River, and which is free since you're a member of the guild.
Cute.
Oh, easy.
Nice and simple. All right.
Hey,
Yeah,
where
so,
did our crab people go?
they are in the pastures, which is just north of the
interesting.
city, across from where the docks are.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Bonk, you and Avril approach the caravan. You see that they still have their defensive wagon circle going on, but they recognize you immediately. And Avril begins to speak in Karav to a couple of the people, and you watch as some of them nod, and they're clearly happy about something. You hear the name Wisteria, so most likely he's telling them that Wisteria's dead, to which they're excited about. With that, Mother Rye totters out of her wagon. For those who weren't there when they met her, Mother Rye is an old hunchback woman, probably out 70, dark leathery skin, long white hair. Her right eye is white and milky, and her left eye has a scar like going through it, but she's still able to see through that. And she's a bit stooped over, but she walks over, hugs Avril, kisses her on both cheeks, hugs Bonk, kisses you on both cheeks, looks at Benjamin, and just says, "You're welcome." Here. To which you guys relax and settle down. No answers need to be given. But would Bonk want to tell her that about what went on?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
everything.
gotcha. Understood. So you and Avril sit down and begin to converse with Mother Rye about what just transpired.
And then there was a skeleton kobold that was locked in a little room. And then there were priestesses, and then there was a secret. And then there was skeleton bones that would crawl on the floor to the skull. And then we destroyed the skeleton, and then we found a secret room with a kobold spirit in it.
Fascinating. Do you think either of you would be able to remember how to get down there?
Oh yeah, totally.
We may want to look into that in the future, she says. But
Oh,
otherwise,
there's a bunch of sarcophagi that are chained shut, and it says "Do not open" on them. And so we didn't open.
So no youngins, and just we keep it to the actual adults of the clan. Understood.
Yeah, I would do just fighters if you can, just people who know how to defend themselves.
That's not too much. That won't be too much trouble, she says. All right. Well, you know which wagon to go in. Stay with me. Get settled in and relax. You're all both safe here.
Thank you. Avril, can you tell me what the whip does? I'm so excited to learn about this whip.
Yes, Bonk, I can. All right. Arcana check. All right, so let's go identify this whip. Avril spends about 10 minutes studying the whip, and this is the liquid whip. It is a whip composed mostly of some kind of metal that can kind of turn into a liquid. As a free action, but before you attack, you can rub the rune in the handle and make the attacks be lethal or non-lethal. In its lethal form, it spawns spikes that deal piercing damage. It also has an expanded hampering, so just so you can know this, Sean. So there's hampering, which is a trait. You can spend an action to choose a square and make it difficult terrain. That's what it does. With expanded hampering, when you use the action to hamper, that square grants you attack of opportunity. So if anyone enters that square, leaves that square, tries to do a range attack, then you, welcome back, Brian, then you can do an attack of opportunity against them.
Cool. Good stuff. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's what I was supposed to do.
Yeah, and then Brian, you haven't missed too much. Everyone splits. The group has decided to kind of divvy up the magical items so that you could also analyze them, since it will take a while just for you to do it. And both Slutsky and Declan can help with that. We didn't really go into specifics about that. Your new hire, Benjin and Bonk, went to Mother Rai and the Waterside Clan, while everyone else went to their requisite lodgings as well. So we're currently at the Waterside Clan, and you have just identified Bonk's whip, which is a liquid whip. Yes. Yeah, it is also a magic weapon, and does have a +1 to it, which is pretty neat. All right. So we settled for 2 days of like downtime before everyone meets up again at midday on the 25th.
Perfect.
At the Temple of Rava.
At the Temple of Rava, yes. All right, but 2 days. Okay.
So what do we do? What do we do for that? Do we actually like describe what we're doing? Is that how?
Yes. At the very least, I was gonna ask you guys, everyone that's involved in identification, to make Arcana checks for me, please.
Okay.
First, since you guys do have like your own share of the magical items to go ahead and identify. That is 1 success. Bonk, you can't do this. You're dumb. No, you're not dumb. You're just not trained. Being rude. That's not the success, and we just need our boy.
21.
21. All right. So I will. Do you want to hear point? You can go here point if you want. 26. Jesus. Okay. All right. So none of it's cursed,
Okay.
which is good. So I will start from top to bottom.
You have a thing you can like copy paste.
I can.
Otherwise, I'm gonna just type the whole time.
I can. Oh wait, that's not what I want to do. We're gonna do public. We're gonna close that. We're gonna try this again. All right. So the first thing. So we're gonna say that just because I think this is more thematically fitting. That Slutsky, you took the strange ingots that were found in the loot, and these are called ebon steel ingots. They're made of a strange dark metal and doesn't reflect light and almost swallows nearby light. Pesha's not here. In fact, speaking to the rest of the guild, Pesha got arrested, and then there was a breakout of the jail, and no one knows where Pesha is, and they ask you, hey, do you know where Pesha is? You don't. And so they say, hey, if you know where Pesha is, tell him to fucking lay low while the lawyers are dealing with this, the barristers are dealing with this shit. But anyway. Oh no, all these things are in the bag of holding, by the way, Avril. They're just unidentified. I'm just identifying them. I just need to press a button. But yeah, so ebon steel ingots. So you talk to some of the members of the Steamworkers Union, and this is basically steel that has been worked by the minerals within the Realm of Shadow. So it does have some magical properties. First off, it is half the weight of normal steel. Second, it can be tied into the will of the actual forger, craftsman that shapes the actual metal into items. What this means is that you can basically spend an action to make it, to change its shape somewhat subtly. At least in terms of armor base, you can make it like sprout spikes to deal damage to other enemies, or you can like make it like shift you, so like make it physically move to like jerk you out of the way of a weapon or something. And ebon steel is something that you can actually work, but you do need someone that's better than you in magic, because you don't actually do magics, but you need someone to help with that process. Okay. And as someone that is an inventor, you can also you can rework your entire power suit into ebon steel if you want. That will take at least 8 days. Just to let you know that though.
8 days?
8 days, yeah. Because you also need someone that is magical to help you in the process. Next thing is a scroll, which allows you the casting of a spell called Oracle Bubbles. It sends forth a cone of bubbles that does 2d6 cold damage. It's usually 2 actions, but if you spend 3 actions, then that cone expands to 30 feet and does an increased damage of 6. After that, you guys have 2 amulets. Amulets are weird because they're like consumable magic items that you apply to like weapons and armor. The wolf fangs, if you apply them to armor and you successfully trip a foe, you can do bludgeoning damage to a foe when you trip somebody, equal to your strength modifier. But it is a single use, so once you do that, then it burns. But it is a free action to do it during combat. You have 2 of those. The next thing is the Bronze Bull Pendant, which are 2 talismans as well. and this is for shoving. Whenever you do, you get a +2 status bonus to athletics check to shove people, and if you critically fail, you actually just get a regular failure instead. And this can fix to any armor. After that, you guys find Bloodseeker Beak, which is a long, hollow proboscis harvested from the notorious Bloodseeker beast and drips a trickle of blood. When you apply this to weapons and activate it, it deals an extra 1d4 precision damage on the damage roll until the start of the next turn. And if you do sneak attack damage, which none of you do, so this doesn't matter, you also deal bleed. After that, you guys find two bomb. This talismans. Okay. Blessed Ampules. These are small glass vials of drops of holy water, which you can affix to weapons. When you do so, the weapon damage turns to good. So it can hurt like certain creatures that are immune to stuff. After that, Declan knows this one. This is a Scroll of Armored Heart, which is a spell that basically gives creatures physical resistance to damage up to 5. Increasing that, the number of actions increases the range and the number of creatures you can affect. And a 3-action casting with 10 gold worths of diamond dust allows you to affect all the creatures within a 20-foot emanation. So that's a scroll, and then you've got a Scroll of Dark Bolts, which is very similar to Scorching Ray, but it does 1d10 damage, and if the enemy fails a Fortitude save, then they can't take reactions and they're clumsy. And in some cases, that's increased as well. I'm throwing a lot of things. Oh, I should set this chat. Boop.
That'd be great.
Boop.
Because I'm just like furious.
I was like, yes,
Boop.
of course.
Boop. Boop.
I'm like, yeah, those sound cool. Can't wait to see someone else make use of them.
All right, there's also a Scroll of a Movable Object, which is basically you can touch an unattended or an attended object and make it magically immobilized. If it's something that's not attended, then it lasts for an hour. But if it's an attended object, like say armor or weapons, then it requires a reflex saving throw and only lasts up to a minute. It's very complicated, so I'm not going to go into any more than that. You also find a Wand of the Protector Tree, which is a druidic spell, actually. So what this does is you summon a medium tree that grows in unoccupied space within range. It has an armor class of 10 and 10 hit points, and whenever an ally adjacent to the tree is hit by a strike, the tree interposes its branches and takes the damage first. Any additional damage beyond the 10 is dealt to the original target. But if it is a wand, which means... So wands are weird, so you can only cast a wand once a day. But it doesn't burn out. You can overcharge it and try to get another casting, but it might break it. And for our magical lads, you guys would need to do nature checks to use this, since it's not on your spell list.
Got it.
The next one is a Wand of Sleep. The next one is a Scroll of True Strike, which is when you cast it, it's a one-action spell. The next attack is basically you roll at advantage. You take the two better. Also, it ignores penalties, the penalties of concealed or hidden, which basically means you might have a chance of missing. Next thing is Icicle Arc, which is a Jared homebrew spell, which is you basically conjure magical icicles that you can fire at enemies, and with water you can make more. Oh, I need to send that. Boop. Yes. Okay. Next one is... This one's the weird one. I'm going to say that Avril got this. Avril, this scroll is a bit different. Because the other ones were a mixture of common and draconic. This one is mostly draconic, so you actually have to speak to Slutsky and get his help for this. This is something called Conjure Ghost Flame. You conjure it's very similar to Conjure Fire. But this Ghost Flame is different to you, and none of you really know what that is, per se. But the spell does say that it does affect creatures that are immune to fire and resistant to fire damage, which is intriguing. And this is also a cantrip. So if you want to learn that, that is that. Which brings us to the shield. This is called the Ghost Flame Shield. It's this large shield carved from a black wood and lined with a dark metal. Emblazoned on the front is a circle of white flame that begins to glow within your grasp. It gives you the action Incite the Ghost Flame. As an action, you can rouse the ghost flame that lurks from the shield until the start of your next turn. When you are dealt damage from a successful melee attack, the target is dealt 1d4 ghost damage. If you raise your shield and use shield block, the ghost flame damage is instead 1d4 plus 4 and can be used against range attacks. If this shield is used as a shield bash, on a critical success, the target is burned by persistent 4 ghost flame damage. The Chalice of Forbidden Pleasures is fun. It's basically makes creatures more susceptible if they drink the blood. It's literally blood. It makes blood. Any creature that drinks the blood is susceptible to enchantment spells, and it allows you to also one action cast Suggestion. And instead of it lasting for an hour, it lasts for 24 hours. And bringing us to the staff. This staff is a polished wooden staff bearing smooth orbs embedded into it, almost like reminiscent of bubbles. You learn that it is called the Heresy of the Teardrop Oracle. While wielding the staff, you gain a +2 bonus to identify evocation magic, and it allows you to cast 3 different kinds of spells. Ray of Frost, which I think you know that is just shoot frost, make slow. Aqueous Blast. You evoke a mass of water into the air around you and around your outstretched fist. For the remainder of your turn, you can blast targets within 30 feet with this water by spending a single action to attack creatures. Attack roll, 2d8 bludgeoning damage on a critical hit, blast if target's prone. The other one is also Oracle Bubbles, which I mentioned in an earlier thingamabob. So, oh yeah, boop, boop. Alright, almost done. Okay. Potency Crystal. You fix it to a weapon and increases it to a +1 striking weapon. For Kyle and Jimmy, that means that you add a +1 to attack rolls to try and hit creatures. And for damage, you roll double the damage dice of the weapon.
Whoa, shit.
But the Potency Crystal lasts for only one round. Well, I'm just kidding now. You guys also find 3 potions of Ghostfire Retaliation, which are do this, boop, and then boop. For 1 minute after drinking a potion, you glow with a faint aura of Ghostfire energy, and a creature that touches you, such as making an armed tiger using a spell within range of touch against you, takes fire damage, 1d4 Ghostfire damage. You guys have 3 of those, 2 of those, 3 of those, and okay. I think that's it.
Actually, there is an unusual bangle in my inventory that has not been identified yet.
Oh, that's right. Okay, this is...
Yeah, got some other stuff too.
The Bangle of the Shroud. This bangle is small, better suited for a small creature. A kobold, maybe. But wait, you watch when Avril is examining it, Avril watches as it actually grows larger, to almost fit her own wrist. Inlaid within are dimly glowing shards. This bangle grants the wearer the trained proficiency in stealth. You also gain the Ambush Shard spell, which is... I'll just send this even. Boop. And can I send this to chat? Can I send this one? I can't. So I'm just gonna do. Oh wait, can't. I think I can. Aha! There. Ambush Shard. Yes. Which is, you make an attack roll against a single target. If this attack is made while you're hidden or unnoticed, then you gain a +2 bonus to the attack roll. If you spend 2 actions on this spell, you turn invisible until the end of the next turn in the initiative order. If you make a hostile action during that time, the invisibility ends. If you spend 3 actions, the invisibility lasts until the end of your next turn. But if you make a hostile action, the invisibility ends. For those people, if you cannot cast spells, which is the case of Bonk, then treat the spell like an innate arcane spell which uses your charisma. That can be cast once per day. If you can cast spells, then you can prepare this spell in your spell slots, regardless of class. In addition, you can cast this spell once per day for free without burning a spell slot. I'm gonna get
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's a veritable arsenal that you guys found.
Ton of shit.
Yeah. Actually, I also have rare magical inks
Those ones
and
are
a kobold religious book written in Draconic. Step back.
Jared, tell us about the ink.
Hold on, I'm almost back. Ink is magical, which means that it is suitable to be used while tattooing creatures. Which is nice because you usually have to go through. Yeah, because you usually have to like requisition it. Everyone's like a pain in the ass about it because it costs a lot, but you have a decent amount, which is good. And the book. You don't speak Draconic. Do you bring Slutsky into this? Because Slutsky can speak Draconic, or you can speak to one of your own colleagues if you like.
I would just. I went to the temple by myself. I would just ask if anybody knows Draconic.
You do. You speak to one of the Dragonborn adherents to the temple. Sister. I don't have a name for this. All right. Sister Tasaya is her name, and when she speaks, this is very interesting to her because this is it's entitled "The Gods of the Turkazas," which you guys surmise is maybe like the name of this kobold tribe, because it does sound kobold, and it talks about how they used to wander about in the hills in the east. Doesn't really give names per se, but you see there's also like little drawings that are painted into that as well. Before they were found by the Mistress of Whispers. You see that the drawings show a lithe humanoid female, but with like almost like butterfly wings extending from her back. She who found us beyond the green. Her songs, her whispers reach us in waking and dream. Hair like grass, beautiful for a smooth skin. Daintiful. Demure. She spoke of a place called the Green, or be cool and safe away from the tall lakes. And you see pictures of like what you soon be humans, like chasing kobolds. And then it shows like a migration westward, and leads us to the next thing, which looks to be like this almost like vulture-like creature, but rimmed in flame. And that is where we met Melikas, Father above, the bearer of the ghost flame, Lord of the sky. He taught us to fear the above, the endless, the up. When we came to the green, he greeted us, drove us below with blasts of fire, reminded us that we belonged below, not the above. But there were those who swore to him, wore his mask. And you see drawings of kobolds like basically donning what looks to be like a skull of a bird. Burnt their names in flame, tended the dead to ensure they pass onwards. But below we found Tarkavas. She below, mother of the rivers, the springs, singer of bubbles. You guys, and then you see like an image of like almost like a pool and a figure rising from it. This figure's not really humanoid from what you can tell. In fact, it looks closer to like almost like draconic, with like wings, and like the form that you get, like, and the angular looking head. She gave us knowledge. She led us to the life sources. She taught us to stay to the rivers that we'd always find our way home. She taught us to water the green, to appease it, to let it know us body and heart and soul so that we become one. Which shows images of like kobolds like holding daggers and looks like cutting their hands and letting the blood drip. Then there's the hidden one, which is just like this hulking figure. The mountain, we call him, aloof, never speaks. To meet him is not like Melikas. To meet him is to disappear from minds, songs, and memories. Worship not, stay away. And the unborn, soon she comes, the youngest, wound in the bosom of the green. Hear her beat through the green. And you notice there's like a image of kobolds like basically tree hugging and pressing their heads against the trunks. But the last bit is different because the first part is definitely like someone was describing this. The last bit is like ridden, like hurriedly. The runes are like rapid, like someone was like scribing down as fast as they could. And it says, the mistress is a betrayer. She has abandoned us. She led us to Branderek's keep, to the black oak. We have angered the Fae. She told us to wait for the signal. She led us to war against the tall legs, the smoothskins, but they're coming. She has become silent. Our temples are closed. Our magics are fading. We are lost. And
Cool.
that is the end. I will type out the names just so you have those really quickly.
Yeah, that's a lot of
I was
stuff.
gonna say, if you want to just copy paste that.
I'll send you a proper document later. Let's go with that.
Yeah, cool. That sounds great. I got good notes, but not enough.
Absolutely.
Cool. Any other magic item downtime stuff we need to do?
I would say the magic items, like, I mean, since you guys did choose 2 days, so 1 day to do the magic items, and a second day, like, is there anything that people want to do in that time?
Me.
Declan, I see a hand, Declan.
I want to tattoo myself.
Ooh, okay. Alright, what tattoo are we adding?
I'd like to add the good totemic sigil.
Okay. Gotcha,
Price is
gotcha.
30 gold.
Beautiful, okay.
So that's 30 gold of the rare magical inks.
That is correct, yes.
So let me just edit that and edit the price down to 50.
Sounds good. Go ahead and make a crafting check. The DC is just 12. But you are inside of the temple, so you automatically have a +4 to that, since there are people that can assist you in that.
Awesome. And I do have another boost on Tattoo Artist. A +1 circumstance bonus on crafting tattoos.
Gotcha,
Is that...
which brings it to a +5 then.
Alright, cool. And my crafting bonus is a +4, so +9.
+9, alright. Just gotta get a 3 or higher.
And it was a nat 20.
Jesus.
Hey.
Okay, we're gonna say that you had a moment of inspiration, and you used the minimal amount of ink, so you spent only 5 gold's worth of ink, and that is
Cool.
enough for you to do the sigil.
Awesome.
Goddamn. All right, it's
Sounds
pretty impressive
really
actually.
good.
Where like your fellow priests are there, basically are just there to like wipe away some of the blood that wells up and help you. Otherwise, and you're solid. God
Cool.
damn.
Okay.
Beautiful. Okay. Was there anything else?
What can I do with this metal again?
So you can basically remake your power suit in the Ebon Steel. So the Ebon Steel will increase the armor class by 1. It'll be lighter as well. And if you want to work with one of your more arcane friends, because your new arcane compatriots, either Declan or Avril, they can basically allow you to will channel it, which means that you can basically use as reaction to deal damage to your enemy, maybe give you a boost in a moment to like increase your armor class to try and avoid a blow, that sort of stuff.
Got it. But that'll take me like 8 days or whatever to make. Okay.
If you want to get the rest of the Steamworkers Union in on this, and if you want to ask Declan and Avril, who are both proficient, they could cut it down to, honestly, 2 days. If you want to. You still need to make a crafting check of at least DC 15. But if you want to, and that would use up, I want to say out of the 5 bars you got, that would use up 3 of the bars. And even if you do fail the check, you can use up all 5 bars to make your armor if you want to, and still do within that 2 days if you want to do that.
Can I do that? Is everyone cool with it?
As long as I have time, like...
Yeah, as long as he has time to do his tattoo thing.
Oh yeah, no,
tattoo
absolutely.
as
Yeah,
well,
the tattoo like basically like barely took you an hour with how fucking well you rolled. So yeah,
Okay.
this is all within the this is all within the 2 days that we've talked about. So yeah. Okay.
And yeah, happy to help.
Beautiful. All right then. I do need crafting checks from both Declan and Avril before that. Avril, do you want to assist? Forgot to ask before I assumed.
Sure.
All right. Can I get crafting checks from both of you, please? You're just trying to meet or beat a DC 15.
18.
Where is that?
Not you yet, because I just want to see if they succeed.
On my craft downtime craft. Oh, I can click on it. I can't roll from there.
That's fine. That's just like the action item. Okay. All right. Avril sadly does not succeed. So, Slutsky, you do get a plus. You do get a +5 because you get a 4 from the Steamworkers Union. You get a +1 from your boy Declan. So you're just still trying to meet or be a DC 15. So you want to go to the actual skills and click on crafting there.
I see. And then where do I add the +5? Oh, right there.
Yeah,
That's
you can also just manually add it. You can also add afterwards within your head. That's fine. Jesus, it's a critical. Oh, +3 for tats. Avril, it's not for tats. It's for armor that Slutsky's trying to make. But 27 is a critical success. So all right. So you're able to take the ebon steel and use just one bar and alloy it with normal steel. And lucky with your compatriots there, they're able to kind of spread the magic out there. You do have to add blood, just because that is part of the process you realize, but that's just a couple of drops. You don't need to like burn a pint or anything like that. But in the end, you end up with this, as like you have reformed, as you're putting the finishing touches and making it, since it's a collapsible suit. You guys see the same kind of like box and on the ground, everyone's like sweaty, everyone's like bare chested because you're in a forge. So he kneels down, grabs the handles, extends it and expands, and as your now armor has a darker tint to it, black, and almost seems to absorb the light around you.
All right.
Yeah, and I will alter that really quickly as I threw in Determining Central right there. Good.
And yet. And what exactly does the armor do? It buffs me. I know that much. You're gonna write it down. Never mind. It's all
I'll figure it. Yeah. We're just gonna alter that. So now your power suit gives a +5 bonus. The Dex modifier cap. I mean, you have a 0 to Dex, but if you increase that, it has a 2. The check penalty is now 1. There's no speed penalty. The strength threshold is now 12. And it is much lighter. And I will give you the action later, just because I don't want to.
Yes, right. It's a lot. Yep.
Yeah, but basically,
all right. Sweet.
Yeah, but basically, as a reaction, you can either make it extend spikes out from your body when you get hit to deal 1d4 damage to an enemy. The other thing is that you can basically make it try to aid you in dodging, which increases your armor class by +1. As a reaction as well. So is that, but I'll add that a little later. Okay. Beautiful. Bonk and Avril, was there anything else you guys want to do during the 2 days?
Nothing for me.
Shit. Yeah, I guess if Avril's got extra time after identifying stuff and checking up on, honestly, I forgot all of the resources that we did before we even got here, but Avril will walk over to the Temple of Rava.
Okay, is this is this for the meetup at the end of the 10 days, or this is something that you want to do separately?
This is separate.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. Are you trying to meet Declan, or are you just like, this is my thing?
Declan will likely be able to see Avril being very sus around the temple as Avril walks around with what she has heard to be good offerings, which is basically a bar of gold and Robit.
Oh, that's right. Okay. We'll just do a luck check. Okay, gotcha. As Declan, you have we're gonna say this is like when you just finish your this is before you guys meet up with Slusky to finish just continue work on the actual armor. But you finish your tattoo, you're walking out, and you see Avril walking in just holding a solid gold bar. Actually no, Robit's probably holding it. Robit, you see this little this 4 foot tall robot with wheels that has color green and looks like a frog, holding a gold bar as Avril's going through. And I imagine Avril's got an amulet to Rava just on her chest as well.
Yeah. And one of the unclaimed talismans just kind of also out.
Understood. Gotcha. All right. As you are walking through, one of the priests, who is a young man, probably an acolyte, in like reddish and golden robes, walks up and says, "How can we help, Miss? Would you
Yeah,
like to
can I get a
pray?"
direct line to Rava?
Would you like to enter the raffle to speak to the oracle?
There's a raffle? Listen, I've got a bar of gold and a technological wonder next to me. What more do I need?
And a goblin.
Oh,
And
Mox,
I see
Ooh,
that
look behind.
it talks. That's right. They're very well
It
trained.
talks. Oh hell no! Are you all racist?
I'm sorry.
You just call me it? You think goblins don't know how to talk?
You're the first goblin I've met.
You're a real piece of shit, buddy. You ever been down to the circus?
I'm
Read a book sometime. Maybe
Where's
you learn
this-
something about the world. I'm out.
a bit
I'm gonna walk away.
Funk leaves. All right. Okay. So, the oracle.
Wait, now you guys owe me extra because you've pissed off the. That was like half of the technological wonder right there.
That was the goblin a?
How many technological wonders have you made an emotional component to it? Where's Rava?
So go ahead and make a diplomacy check.
Yeah, very, very diplomatic here.
Very diplomatic.
It's a natural 20. Oh my god.
The Thomas graphic is.
What is that?
We have a module that lets you do stuff. I don't know about the Thomas trained action, but it's there. We can talk about it later. Right. So yeah, Declan, you're watching this now because there's like a small crowd. This is happening. To which, one of the not a high priest, but a little higher up the totem. You guys at Gearforge, by the name of, this is what I get for not being prepared for this. Right, there it is. All right. Of Nazal, steps forward and looks to Avril, looks to the invention, and you watch as he gets down on one knee. So Gearforge, for those who don't know, is basically like automatons with the soul of a living creature. Creature just kneels down and begins to examine Robit. Very impressive structure, I might say, he says. Also, sorry, Speaker Nazal. And so I do apologize for the dear acolyte. He kind of just shoos away, and the acolyte flees. Very much excited, happy to be free from this. But he is young. He has just joined the temple itself. And now, well, I'm assuming that this is an offering. He gestures to the gold bar and not to Robit.
No, but if Rava demands of it, I can change its name to Rav and claim that I made it your honor or something.
I see. Well, I think this is a very sufficient offer. I do appreciate the power and prestige that you have brought into this proceedings. So how about this? So, the Oracle is done by raffle. It's just how it is. We have so many people that all come to speak that we have to do it by raffle. But we will. I think we can submit about 300 tickets on your behalf.
Okay, actually, if it's not even just me, there was a group of us. Do we get special privileges because we stopped an evil cult right under Rava's nose?
So before you can say that, I'll just let you know that hasn't there hasn't been any news yet because King Croto Claw is not called for you guys. So you don't know who exactly knows about all that.
Oh,
And I think Avril's smart enough to realize that she doesn't need to say that, but unless you want to say it.
All right. Do I get some special privileges for my extensive knowledge of clockworks and the lands up north, as well as claiming a massive section of the Margreve? And just being open here, there is room for righteous followers of Rava in the Margreve.
You watch his eyes kind of lap. Question: are you involved with Oleg's trading post by any chance?
Oh yeah, we're best buds.
Oh, are you associates with Taliesin? Kobold, black scaled.
Oh yeah, I mean, do you like him?
Oh yes, he's he came by and where is he? He's the one. Oh yeah, there he is. Brother Declan is the one that is supposed to go ahead and start a temple at the outpost, at least a shrine. Singles out Declan, who's there in the crowd.
What a coincidence! I am connected both to Declan and the Margreve.
What?
Avril and I have met. She has been a staunch ally in trying times.
Yes, and I definitely did not try to coerce everyone into making deals with dark gods. That never happened.
Who I am very much hoping we can bring to Rava's light.
See, making deals with a good god would be a good idea, right?
Exactly.
That is absolutely
perhaps, prone to losing her way when it comes to the rightful aspects of worship, and so
I
we're
see.
trying
See.
to guide her on a good and righteous path.
Speaker Nizal turns to you. I think we can definitely increase that to 1,000 tickets then for what you're doing. And
What's the
you'll
pot?
have good connections. The pots? Well, she's like, excuse me. What's the pot at this point? 2,055,693 tickets.
How long is it between meetings with the Oracle?
Every 60 days.
And you've got 2 million tickets lined up?
Yes. Who has the largest amount? Well, technically that would be, Madam Avril here now.
With only 1,000. So you have hundreds of thousands of people coming in every 60 days, vomiting money.
Not just money, no. But
I think you're padding those numbers.
Sorry, this is me laughing. Not speaking. This all. Speaker says, we're not paying this. In fact, that's actually kind of low for this cycle.
2 million tickets is low, where I have the highest number of tickets at 1,000.
Yes.
You know, I've got connections to both the Lich King and the actual King, and if you don't want an audit called on yourself, I would recommend you put me to the front of the line.
Go ahead and make a intimidation check.
Here, point.
Okay, go ahead.
A little better.
Speaker Nizal, if a Gear Forge gets sweat, you think he's sweating. He's like, that is not necessary. There's not a line per se, but you watch as he takes you away. he kind of like motions towards a nearby side room. If you please join me.
You better not try to kill me behind closed doors.
I'm not going to kill you behind doors. You see these arms, the sticks.
Just so you know, if you try to kill me, Rava is probably not going to be happy with that.
Alright, and so do you follow Speaker Nizal to this separate side room?
Oh yeah.
Alright, gotcha. To which, Declan, you get someone elbows you in the side. Your new friend's weird. But anyway, inside the room, it's very small couches, very cozy. To which Speaker Nizal says, alright. Here is what we can do. If you would like an answer, you can go ahead and write it down for me. Be as specific as possible. I will speak to the High Priestess Lena, and we will be able to get you an answer within the next 120 days.
What is your Oracle doing every 59 days between oracling? Very mysterious oracling days.
The Oracle is confusing and mysterious.
And demands to not be spoken to every 2 months, 3 months.
Shrugs. I cannot disclose any more. since you are, despite your contributions, are not a member of the order. But we will, if you write down your question, we will give you an answer at least by 120 days.
I
Maybe
won't be
earlier
here
than
in
that.
120 days.
Wonderful. You watch as he reaches into his robes, pulls out a inkwell, quill, and a piece of parchment. If you please write down your question.
No, you don't get it. I don't have 120 days to deal with this. I would like
you
a quick
don't.
audience in and out now, either with the Oracle, or if you can ask Rava politely, hey, just pop in for a second.
I will be right back. You watch as he leaves. He leaves the room. Technically, you watch as the speaker leaves and just walks off. Walks off, and you wait for about 10 minutes. To which, you see High Priestess Lena, like walking down the stairs, being escorted by Speaker Nizal, and a duo of Gearforge guards. To which everyone around her is just basically supplicating and bowing to her. She is a middle-aged human woman, amber honey brown hair, very rugged looking actually. A couple of like burn marks across her face and her hands, and a little more stout. As she walks down, Speaker Nazal opens the door and announces, "I, Priestess Lena Ravovic, listener, Forge Master, Mistress of the Temple." To which she enters, and she sits down and looks at you, Avril.
Avril
Hello.
bows and says hello.
Hello.
Yes. Are you the Oracle?
I'm not the Oracle.
Can
I'm
you
here to-
speak to Rava?
I'm here to explain to you that what Speaker Nazal offered you is first more so than we've done anyone else, and only do this because of the discussions that are currently going on within the council and the Kobold Kings and Queens.
Are you part of the council?
I'm privy to what goes on within the council.
What is your opinion on Valacha Vandemic?
That she's currently a traitor. Based off of
Oh,
what
it's
we
already
found outside.
happening.
Yes, which is why. And first, we would appreciate a little more calm, and a little less intimidation when you come into the temple. Now,
There would be no room for intimidation if you just did your raffles reasonably.
the goddess has declared every 60 days is the oracle's will. We cannot force the oracle. The oracle does as the oracle pleases. But we can ensure that your question gets an answer.
Okay. How about what if I have a question for you instead?
That is
Surely,
our-
as the high priestess of the temple, you've had communication with Rava before. Is that correct?
Rava speaks. Yes.
Okay. Is there a particular level of technical ingenuity or a dollar amount that I have to hit, a threshold perhaps, or a situation which I must invoke to speak to Rava?
If it were that simple, then our most wealthy donors would be high priests, and I would most likely still be in my backwater town in Bemea. But it's not the case.
Then what have you done differently? What makes you special? Better than others?
I can only hazard a guess. I've worked hard. I successfully created a gear forge without the assistance of my peers. I try to live by the tenets and the law rules
Wait,
and the demands of our god.
Because I made this without the assistance of anything.
That is not a gear forge.
Avril-
however.
At this point, Avril's just gonna look up and wave around the golden bar and like point it at Robit. Do you want this thing to be called Ravit? Can I just 2 seconds?
This is growing tiresome. Our offer, which is good and better than most other people have given.
Okay, you know what?
We've been given bomb threats. We have.
Yeah. No. I get it.
I'm still speaking. People have done all sorts of things to try and curry favor, and that is how it's done. We are ready making a dispensation for you and your question, and that of your compatriots. I will also go ahead and blow young Declan's mind after this by letting him know that he would like to speak to, that he can also ask the oracle question after this.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna get on.
Write it down. We will get you an answer within at most 120 days. That is the last
Trying
offer.
to explain the situation. It's changed. I don't want this question. You can give Declan 2.
Wonderful.
Yep. See ya. She's just
Check.
gonna leave.
The door doesn't.
Walks away.
The door doesn't. You feel someone holding the door closed. It's like, I ask the next time you come, please be a little more respectful and a little less belligerent.
Listen.
Listen.
I'm not gonna come back. See ya.
Then this is perfect. Wonderful.
Yeah,
Rolf
I
will be
know.
with you. And you watch as she clicks her tongue, and the pressure on the door releases, and you see the door opens to reveal a hulking Gearforged, who's about 10 feet tall and about halfway across broad, who just glares down at you, but it steps aside.
Oh, I almost forgot to give you this, and she's gonna turn around and give the whole gold bar to the High Priestess. And I forgot to mention, I actually will be back in about 8 days, but that's it. So, see you then. Maybe. Bye.
Alright, Everett walks away. Alright, to which, all three of the other folks, you guys, Declan, you're spoken to directly, but to, our lads, Bonk and Slutsky, you guys reserve clockwork birds, which fly, and deliver, and basically open the beak and say, by her order, her radiance, her flame given, High Priestess Lena Ravovic, Forge Master, Mistress of the Temple, Listener, you are able to ask the Oracle a question. Be as specific as possible, and we will get you an answer within 120 days, minimum.
Wait, I get to ask the Oracle something?
Yes.
Oh, jeez. Declan, what do people normally ask the Oracle? What's a smart thing to ask?
Where can I get rich?
Is
What
that
do you
actually
wanna
the
know?
question? Is that actually the question?
Oh, mysterious Oracle. What do I need to do to prove myself right in the eyes of my family?
All right, they take that, and the little bird nods and flies back.
Declan, when do I have to give them an answer? I gotta think about this. I was not expected to be given the possibility of divine truth today. I didn't wake up
Yeah,
ready.
that would've
Declan
been my
has
first
two.
question.
Declan has two
Talking to the-
questions.
That would be my first question talking to the High Priestess, is when do I need to tell you by?
Oh, this offer's open. For
Just whenever.
Yeah, you could die and never have it answered. Sorry, that sounds bad. You can tell us in years. You can tell us next week. You can tell us in a couple months. You have all the
Beautiful.
time, and it will not be revoked.
Thank
Even
you.
if you
What-
die and get resurrected in a different body, it stands.
Thank you. That's so beautiful. What earned me this great honor?
Rooting out sedition and treason.
Wait, who committed treason?
You're not here for this, bro.
Oh, sorry, Bonk's not here. This is Declan being talked to at the temple.
Oh, sorry, I thought we were hanging out.
You got a carrier
Like-
pigeon. I'm talking straight to the High Priestess, baby.
Alright, sorry.
So that's what you meant when you answered Avril about the council member.
Yes.
Who also, by the way, just Jared. How do I spell that name?
I hate her name too. All right.
I'm sure my spelling is really wrong.
Melancha, Melancha.
Okay.
All right. Vendemic, Bendemic.
The launch of Vendemic.
Yes.
Alright. Cool. That was I thought you might have been alluding to that when when you responded to Avril about Councilmember Vendemic. How have you heard about that? My impression was that it was going to be all kind of exposed at once when the Kobold King was going to have a big public to-do in a day or so.
Discussions behind doors has been already begun, and all of the high priests of all the temples and all the guild masters have been brought into the loop as well.
Understood. Okay, well, if you think of any particular ways that I can help serve Rava as this goes down, let me know.
Yes, rein in your friend. She's very annoying.
Oh my god, I would have thrown her out myself far sooner than you did.
Yes.
But I didn't want to step on any toes. But yeah, no, way too much patience with that.
Just that, and when you are in the Margreve amongst the wilderness, just do as you have. Because what you've done so far has done a duty to you, the monastery, and to and to Rava as well. But
Thank you. Means a lot coming from you.
Beautiful. Also, do you guys ever tell did any of you guys meet up with Narissa and let her know what the fuck's happening, or no?
We have not yet. Our plan was to after we all reunited at the temple.
Okay, in 2 days, gotcha. If there is nothing else, I think we can go ahead to the 2nd to the 25th, if that's fine with everyone else.
Would it be okay if we all went and talked to Narissa that afternoon of 2 days after we came out from the tunnels, or are we fine just handling that on the 3rd day?
I'll let you guys decide that. But yeah, I'll show up.
What if we do it on the morning of the 3rd day?
Works for me. Yep.
And we do it that morning, and then we figured midday of the 3rd day is when the Kobold King would send for me at the Temple of Rava. We'll all be there. We give her a quick heads up, and then we go.
Brilliant.
So is the meetup on the 2nd day just a reconvening and divvying up equipment and shit then?
That was my understanding, was that we were going to divvy up equipment.
Divvy equipment and finalize the plan.
Sounds good.
Timeline
Right.
on talking about what's name.
Beautiful. Gotcha. All right. On the morning of the 2nd day, you all receive gifts at your various places. You guys are greeted, whether you're at the pastures with the Waterside clan or in the Steamworkers Union. You guys are informed that there's a kobold bearing a bag. Bearing a basket. And when you guys meet this kobold, this is none of you guys have met these kobolds, but they hand you the basket, hand you a letter, and they bow deeply to each of you, and they leave. Inside the bag, you guys see there are what the letter says: bat jerky, a bowl of ragu, some bread that has cockroaches baked into it, and a letter saying "Thank you" from Skirtel. Who says, at least to his 2 friends, "Thank you, my friends, so much. Burke's alive, Rosalind's alive, everything turned out great. I am glad that you're all alive. Just to let you know, you guys eat at the establishment free, forever. I will let my descendants know this as well."
Our pleasure.
Yeah, and to Slutsky and to Declan, "I don't know you two, but I heard you guys were instrumental in getting my nephew and Rosalind back, and that is very appreciative. My name is Skirtal. I run the Rampant Roach just north of Crown Square. Wonderful establishment. Please come by. These are tokens of my esteem. They taste great. If you guys ever need a place to stay, I'm your kobold. If you guys ever need to eat somewhere, you eat for free forever."
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, and with that, you guys meet up at the Temple of Rava.
Can I just throw out there, I did rearrange my spells and recharge my staff over those couple days.
Beautiful, yeah. I also this is actually mostly for Avril and for Bonk. Actually, the Bonk is so Benjamin. He's just been chilling at the Waterside clan. Finally says, "Bonk and can I speak to you guys in private?"
Oh, totally.
Perfect. All right. So first off, since I am technically under your employ, how much am I making?
A good question. Avril, how much money do we have to pay him?
Oh, we're kind of tight on funds, and also, I thought you were tight on the time left you had to live in your life before we met you. So you should. I mean, how much do you think you should get paid?
I think.
You think
Gold a week is perfect.
That's
week?
what I was gonna say.
Yes.
A gold
Also,
every week?
also I've heard that I've been listening to the Caribs here, and they've been talking about the forests, and you guys talked about this train post. Am I coming there? Is that a thing?
I mean, would you rather be somewhere else?
No, I think that'd be great. Just want to ask you, how do you feel about me bringing my wife and kids?
You have a wife and kids?
Okay, well, me and the old lady are on the outs, but I think she'll be fine with this. And also, I'm going home and bringing home the bread. I think that's better, too.
How do you feel about cows?
I like milk. I like
You
cows.
are in
I like
luck.
beef.
Because I have purchased, put my notes here, I have purchased 8 of the finest cattle of these people, and we are shipping them up to the Margreve to start a ranch so we can finally have cows in the Margreve. And I would be honored if you and your family would accompany that cattle and ensure that they are safely received at Oleg's trading post.
Just to let you know, the cow's actually already been delivered.
Oh,
Yeah.
just kidding.
Yeah, the Raven Sons mercenaries, the Waterside fighters, the engineer, and the cattle have already been transported there. Which is why you guys are still here, just because you guys are waiting for Toby to get back. And also Taliesin went with them as well, so that's why you guys are just here. But yeah, Benjamin's like, I don't know how to ride, but sure, how hard can it be? Let's do it. Perfect.
No.
Alright.
Oh, you don't have to ride them unless you just want to have fun. Although, how old are your kids?
I actually wrote this down. So little Benji is about 5, and Mox is 12.
All right. Well, the younger one is going to be small enough to ride them, so I'll teach him when we get back up there. Perfect.
Wait, hold on. Bonk, and then I was going to pull Bonk to the side. Is it possible for you to teach him how to care for the 8 cows while we're away? Could he be the shepherd or the farmhand?
Oh no, I was going to teach his kid how to ride the cows, but yeah, I can also teach him how to care. They're cows. They care for them. Eat the grass, drink the water, have a fence to keep them from the wolves. They kind of keep themselves in a lot of ways.
Do they?
Yeah.
Have you taken care of cows before?
I literally slept in a cow field for the first year of my life.
Oh,
Yeah, it'll be easy.
okay.
We will need some help building a corral for them, but that'll be fine. We can keep them tied up in the meantime.
And then Avril will turn around. All right, Benjamin. You can come with us to the Margreve with your family on the condition that your family becomes farmers and you take care of the cows and the crops that we begin to grow in the Margreve.
Sure, what the
For
fuck not?
that, I will accept your terms of 1 gold a week. That should keep you and your family covered.
Perfect. My
If we paid you in-
my granddad was a farmer, I think. That should be perfect.
What if we paid you in milk and butter and beef? And gold.
That sounds pretty good.
Whoa, hold on, Bob. Oh, what's and gold?
Well, less gold.
Less than 1 gold?
I mean, presumably we're providing room and board in addition to his services.
You know,
Bargaining
Bonk,
this man down.
for the first time, Bonk has a good financial point. You should be paying us.
Is that what I meant to say? We are just honored you'll be accompanying us, Benjamin, and you promise you won't sell us out to any mercenaries, okay?
Absolutely not, no.
You don't promise, or you promise you won't?
Oh, I promise I won't shit. Sorry, yes.
Let's call it even then.
Welcome to the team, Benjamin. I'm so excited.
So you're getting room and board, and you're getting bounties that you're taking care of from the farm, and that's your payment. And if you do well, you get a raise.
So I don't know a lot about farming, but is there equipment there that we can use already, or
Like craftsmen that can make stuff.
Yeah, there's virtually no equipment there. I mean, it's a trading post, but it's not. It's a trading post for explorers and adventurers, not for farmers.
Okay.
Fine, folks such as yourself.
There were tigers up there, though, and there were cages for tigers, so I presume there should be some overlap.
All right, so we get to raise the cows, we get to farm, we have a place to stay.
Yeah. And food.
All right, sounds good to me. Spits his hand off to Davril.
Okay, the things you need to know. Number one is when you get there, report to Sir Duma. She will tell you what to do. And number two is don't make any deals with any fairies, because they will trick you and they will manipulate you.
Gotcha.
They didn't
Okay.
teach me that when I got there. Also, if
All
you
right.
like mushrooms, we have a guy named Ticklefoot or Tickteed, and he makes us mushrooms sometimes. So if there's a guy who brings mushrooms, you shouldn't be afraid to try them, unless
But
it's
he's
the
a
poison
fairy.
mushrooms he brings.
Okay,
I would
gotcha,
avoid the
gotcha.
mushrooms.
All right, okay, okay.
Also, Benton, the moment that anything looks culty, just remember our original jobs is to kill things very efficiently.
Oh, so
And
we're
I
killing
think that's
things.
the end of our. What?
So we're killing things. Okay.
No. You're being a farmer.
Okay.
You want to go kill things in the Margreve?
Honestly, I don't think I was that very good at it, to be honest, so I don't think so.
No, you kind of lost a fight with us within a second.
Well, he
It was
gave up.
literally within a second.
He was smart. He gave up.
Yeah, okay.
Excuse me.
Cool. All right.
You'd think it
okay.
would take a couple minutes for you to give up, but you basically looked at us and said, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Yeah, you're right. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go take a bath. Then I'm gonna go ahead and see. I'm gonna go see how Roxy's doing. No,
God, I
bath
can't wait
first.
to meet your kids.
Bath first. Bath first.
Admiral prestidigitates. Then
No, that's really good. He goes,
Isn't
all right,
it convenient.
I'll be back, boss. And you watch he leaves the camp. You see he stops. He wanders over to a nearby like clump of flowers and plucks them. They're like wild daisies, and continues to walk towards the city.
Aww.
I don't think that's gonna work, but
Brings a tear to my wee goblin eye.
you know, Bonk, I think not being around Wisteria is good influence on you. That was a really good financial idea. I like it.
It was a good influence on you. You didn't threaten to cut off any fingers this time.
Oh, we're not interrogating, are we? Should we?
Oh no.
You've grown. All right, let's talk to Narissa and just make sure she knows what's going on so we can get this show on the road, all right?
All right.
Also, you want some cockroach bread?
No.
If not, I'm going to eat it all, so.
Just let you know that all that food counts as rations, by the way.
Nope.
Oh, so we should max out on rations again?
Yeah.
So, have Declan and Slutsky tried the the cuisine while we were doing that?
I have not. I took one look and go,
Yeah, I'll find a kobold or a goblin on the street and pass it out. There aren't any that
Make a perception
work
check.
or worship at the Temple of Rava.
Sure.
Oh no, a perception check. He's going to give it to some other creature and be like, you're a kobold, right?
19.
19, yeah. So there's not really goblins. Now that you bet Bonk, you've kind of like, what's the law on goblins? You don't know many goblins. Goblins are technically vermin. So they're not people. There's that. 19 raised and averted. Anyway, yes. So you do meet one of your colleagues, a priest by the name of Brittle Snout. Brown scale kobold looks at it. Oh, is this from Skirtles?
It sure is.
This shit's great. Thank you. He just munches it down, slaps you on the thigh because you're that tall, and he walks off.
He's a good friend.
Like, what? Yeah, Skirtle's a good guy. Good guy. And how's the place going? He's to be honest, he doesn't really have much business sense, so a lot of the meals are free. He lives on tips.
This was a gift, but I
All right.
did him a favor, so
Treasured that. Skirtle's a good kobold.
Good
Right.
to know.
Yeah. Brill Snout wanders off. His mood completely has definitely gotten a lot better. As he munches it. What did you give him? Did you give him all of it?
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
didn't want to eat any of that. Maybe
Understood.
the bread, honestly, the cockroach bread, I might have kept.
Gotcha.
That I would try because that's just protein,
Yeah, so it is
bugs and stuff.
walnut banana bread where it's kind of moist, and you get to the walnuts. The walnuts are the cockroaches. But there's
I thought it was like ground up cockroaches.
no, they're just shoved into there and baked. Yeah, so when you get the crunch, you just feel it. Just
Cool,
Yeah.
I'm good. Now you can have it all.
Beautiful. Yeah, Brittle Snout is Brittle Snout's like, if you ever need anything, I'm a quartermaster, so
Oh, dope.
I'm not stealing shit for you, but I'll make sure that your orders get processed faster.
Awesome.
All right. Sounds good. Okay. So, to the Broken Seal to speak to Narissa, or do you guys still want to go over a game plan for that?
For game plan, I mean, my recommendation here, and feel free to. I think we're meeting up at the Temple of Rava to discuss strategy.
You guys are. Yeah.
Here is,
Sorry, go please. Yeah.
My recommendation is we just take her for a walk, and we go somewhere not crowded where we don't have to worry about being overheard. Maybe if someone with magic can just do a little check for whoever Ivory is. And I can kind of start by asking her a little bit about her relationship with Duma to assess if we can actually trust her, although I do think we can. And, either we have her come with us so that we know that she's safe and in our protection and isn't going to do any funny shit, or we tell her to take a hike for a couple of days, or what have you.
Quick question, Jared. What does evocation magic entail?
Evocation magic is elemental energy, so fire spells, lightning spells, that sort of stuff. And if you're looking at the actual staff, oh yeah, a note about the staff. So you could dual wield staffs if you want. You can also try and combine the staffs. That will be a process that will take time, however, at least a month. In general, because you have to understand the magic's embedded within the staff, and you can either transcribe that into your personal staff, or you can do it the other way around and try and make it your own personal staff. Sorry, go please.
The other staff I have is my thesis, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I guess Avril's new goal now that this is a possibility is to make the mega staff. So in the free time, she's gonna begin work on the mega staff.
Yeah, we don't really need to do rolls for that, because that's this is a long process that can't be rushed. So it's gonna take at least 30 days.
Yeah, good question actually. How are we divvying up all this stuff?
Yeah, we do need to do that.
Well, it's all useful items. So for crafting, it's if you need it, just take it from the bag of holding. Otherwise, if you guys have the carry weight, you can just take what you want.
Okay. I'm gonna just call out things I do/don't need. I would like to keep the whip, and I think it would be valuable if I carried the one-time combat use things, being the beak for dealing melee damage, the bull pendant for shoving people, and the fang for tripping people. Because I do a lot of shoving, tripping, and melee striking during combat. I do not need this Bangle of Shroud, because I'm already proficient in stealth, and I have zero interest in casting any kind of spell.
Makes sense.
Okay. I am interested in the Bangle of Shroud. If it'll fit on myself, similar to how it fit on whoever that was.
Yeah, it automatically shifts, so it can be, added to a person. So any creature can wear it. It adjusts essentially.
Cool. Great. Yeah, I'm interested in that, and I'll take maybe this Darkbolt scroll, but the rest I am not that interested in, because Avril, you're interested in that water heresy of the Teardrop Oracle staff.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm cool without that.
And if Avril's gonna turn to Slutsky and oh my god, the music changes are so loud on my screen.
I'm sorry, I don't know how to fix that, to be honest.
It's probably on my speakers. I'll just lower up myself. And Declan. I will hold on to the bag of holding if you guys don't mind. And up till this point, with the previous group, I had been kind of the accountant of sorts. So feel free to take whatever you would like from the bag of holding. And if you don't have any use for this other stuff, then in my time with my networks, I can go ahead and figure out the best way to leverage them and enhance our standing as well as the Margreve standing, as understanding that both of you will be coming back with us.
Gotcha.
Sure.
Yes, that is my plan. Is to go set up that shrine.
I assume that neither of you are magically inclined, so I don't think we'll have many overlaps. Unless
I
I'm
am
wrong.
magically inclined.
You are magically inclined.
Yes.
Well, then feel free to take any of the materials. I think we overlap in tattoo materials, so you can take any of that as well. I have really no need for much of this. Mostly I am interested in the matters of wealth distribution from others to ourselves.
Gotcha. As long as we can use that money for good.
Well, that's
Can I
why
take-
I've got you guys. It's
It's
like
it gets a definition.
Exactly. We'll help
Yeah,
guide
yeah,
and
yeah.
cool. Okay. Yeah. So
Can I take the rest? Can I take the rest of the metal? I didn't use all of it.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I want to take the scroll of Darkbolt. And the Angle of Shroud. Then
Did you get the trade offer?
I don't know where to look for that.
I think it just pops up. Do you
Oh,
get
there we
a
go. Confirm.
Yeah, confirm.
Oh, cannot read properties of undefined. Rename quantity.
All right, Jared. I think you're just going to have to do the drag and drop
That's
business.
so weird. Okay, gotcha. So we're doing the scroll of Darkbolt to our cleric. Okay.
Yep.
And then I don't have the bangle, but we will have to. What were the things that you wanted again, Bong? And then Jared, if you could just drop those in.
I would like the wolf fang, the bronze bowl pendant, and the bloodseeker beak, please.
There's
And I
two
still
of
got this-
each. So do you
Oh, there's
want
two of
all of
each?
them, or do you want just one of them?
I'm happy to take one of each if other people would like them. Otherwise, I will gladly take two of each.
Does Slutsky want any of these? These are basically things that you affix to your armor and weapons to give buffs.
Like a what?
That's fine. I was gonna ask, could I take the rest of the metal?
Oh yeah, I don't want any metal.
All right, sick.
Beautiful.
I want the
Alright.
metal.
Well, there's the 4 because you only used up one of the ingots.
I only use one, so I get the 4 ingots to
Hmm.
come up with something.
Absolutely. Okay. Who was getting the bangle? Was that Declan as well?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Boop.
Also, if you're dragging or moving stuff around, can I get another hero card too?
Oh yes, understood. Yeah. Okay, and then
It seems like no one's claimed it yet, but I definitely have 0 use for a ghost flame shield. So unless one of you takes it, I will be selling it.
It seems like a good item. I'm just not gonna use it. I don't think. I just don't want
Iron Man,
to be
do
holding
you
it.
use shields?
I'm scrolling up. Ghost Flame Shield.
Oh yeah, also definitely can't use shields, I don't think.
I can maybe incorporate it into my armor.
Or with your forging, could you at least
Melt it down
understand or
something.
figure out how to inscribe Ghost Flame onto other items as well?
I can try to figure that out. Yeah, I'll take the shield.
Let's chuck him the Ghost Flame shield.
Okay. Right. Boop. Boop. Okay. And then I super shield. Okay. Kyle, need at the armor section now. Okay. And then we're just gonna give Bonk all of the like weapon talismans and armor stuff, the wolf fang and such.
Yeah, I don't see the harm in that.
I'm gonna save it for the perfect moment when I'm gonna push someone off a cliff.
Beautiful. Yes, and to use talisman, I believe they're just. Yeah, it's just a free action, but you have to put them on the armor beforehand, and the weapon, for them to work.
Yep. Makes sense. I should probably fix those guys right now if I can.
And quick question. I mean, I'm assuming, Slutsky, you are an up-close and personal fighter. Is that right?
Correct.
Declan, how do you fight?
I probably am going to be further away from the action.
Like, how in particular do you...
I mean, the only fighting I've had to do was the couple times you've seen me do it, so I'm working it out. But I can't wear any armor, so...
Well, it's more like I've got a bunch of scrolls here, and I can't possibly use all of these scrolls.
Oh, I would be happy to take some of those off your hands.
Just trying to figure out what might be the most effective in your hands.
Yeah, I don't really know. Give me a smattering, perhaps, and I'll figure it out.
Yeah, let's give you the flight, shall we?
Exactly.
Why don't you get True Strike, Icicle Arc, and the Wand of Protector Tree?
Wand of Protector Tree sounds excellent. I don't think I'm going to end up using the True Strike. I don't think I'm going to actually hit anything ever. Maybe Bonk wants that.
True Strike.
Sadly, Bonk. There's a very low chance that Bonk can use the scroll just because he doesn't. He needs an Arcana check.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I know nothing about magic. Don't wanna trifle with it.
Well, you might use it as a support option then, Declan, if you're figuring out what your specialty would be.
You guys
Maybe
could.
it'll end up useful. Yeah.
You guys could give me that really big staff, and maybe I could learn to be a magic user. But
Oh, I think I will be disassembling that staff, unfortunately. Sorry, Bonk.
so you can build more talismans to the nether region where your demon boyfriend lives. Got him.
Fortunately, this morality of this group has convinced me that I don't need a demon boyfriend.
You know, that's growth.
Yay?
That's growth. I think Wisteria dying has made you smarter.
I think Wisteria dying has made a lot of us better. Also, are you guys into like masks?
I forgot you guys still have that. As
Like
Bonk
masks made out of the blood of other people?
as Bonk and Avril take out like crimson masks.
I don't remember this
Uh,
mask at all, Jared. Can you remind me what this is?
So remember when you guys were breaking into the temple, and then you guys were in that bedroom, and then the couple came in, and then Blue
I
Eyes.
distinctly do not remember breaking into a temple bedroom.
Well, no, it was. Yeah, you guys got attacked by the ghouls. You followed after them through the tunnels. You came to a big door. You found a secret tunnel, which led to a bedroom. This is also when you got that spider. And then a couple came in.
Fucking spider!
Not important. That's not important. A couple came in, and then you knocked out somebody, and then Blue Eyes killed the other person. And then a little prayer is made, and you guys got a bunch of blood masks, which were mimicking the masks of the actual cultists.
I have literally no memory of any of this.
Oh, that was the last session for the old group.
I
Don't
think
worry,
I had to
don't-
miss
don't worry,
that
it happened.
session.
Maybe.
I'm
Oh,
pretty
you
sure
might
I had
have.
to miss that.
You did, yes, you did, because I played Bonk
Like-
and I made sure you didn't kill anybody.
I'm like, I promise you, I have zero knowledge of any.
So yeah, you have this blood mask because someone died and a prayer was said and you guys got blood masks.
You know, Bonk, I'm suddenly realizing this blood mask might be more of a physical connection to that demon god than any talisman would have. Because the demon definitely made these blood masks from the blood of her own followers. For us.
What do you think they do? Do they give us magic powers?
No, they just would have helped us blend in with the cult, but now that the cult's dissolved, we don't really need them. But it's got her magic all over it. Like, all over it. This should be a liquid.
That's a good point.
I'm just gonna put mine in the bag.
No, that's valid. I'm not using mine right now. Like, don't get me wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, if anyone wants a blood mask, I've basically blocked out the memory of that night. Too traumatizing.
Jared, did we ever open the Enochian box?
You did, yeah. Do you just want to open it, show the group so they know what they're getting into?
Well, do you mind giving me a refresher? I don't remember what that.
Yeah, so remember, back when you guys were exploring the Margreve North and you came across the bandit camp, remember Kessel?
Oh, we got Kessel's box?
Yeah, because when you guys are going to the campsite, you guys end up finding like this hidden like alcove within like the cliff that she had perched on her tent on, and you found this box which is carved with Enochian sigils on it, which is the celestial language of this world. And when you opened the box, there was a wrapped, mummified foot with blood sigils with more Enochian like painted into the actual like wrappings, the cloth wrappings.
Oh yeah, and if you guys find other mummified body parts, I guess we're collecting those now.
We are? Ew.
Yeah. There's no way this doesn't end in a lot of money.
What?
Oh, I think I do remember something about a severed foot. Oh, yeah, there's a mummified foot in Kessel's box. Now I remember.
Yeah, it's in the box. Look at the box. And Avril's gonna pull up the box and show the group.
Yeah, you guys watch as Avril opens this box, which is made from like old stone, and inside there's a smell. Well, actually, no, it's been decayed for so long there wouldn't be a smell. But you do notice that there is this bloody, like bandage wrapped, what looks to be a foot, covered in Enochian sigils. I don't think anyone here speaks Enochian, so yeah, you don't know what this says.
Just like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Beautiful.
Alrighty, we have our gear. Shall we go warn Narissa and prepare for what is bound to be a very chaotic day?
Oh, wait, hold on. Jared, can you give Slutsky the potency crystal? Because that's definitely something that has to be armor created.
Gotcha. Yeah. So Slutsky, the wrong character sheet.
As well as the Blessed Ampule.
Okay, the things that are being gifted to you, Slutsky, are weapon talismans, so you basically kind of fix them to your weapons. The Blessed Ampule allows you to damage creatures that are basically evil. Anything that looks evil probably works. And negates damage resistance. The Potency Crystal is the thing that increases your attack rolls to hit by 1 and doubles the damage dice. Those are underneath your consumables in your inventory now. Merp. All right. Okay, so it is 9:27. I think this is a good place to stop unless people want to go longer, but how are you feeling?
That is okay to me. I have to actually do things tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I'm okay stopping here. I have felt myself fade starting at like 8 p.m. tonight, so probably better to not prolong too much.
Yeah, I do have Foundry questions, but I think
Gotcha.
timeline-wise seems like a good place